Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy, so keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
Woo! While they sleep, we work. While they sleep, we work.
You speak as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
Nosfero. Does this word not sound like the death bird culling the living dead at dawn? It is the name both ghouls and demons dare not say, for they know it means death for the undead.
Hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication.
What is up, all of you fine people? Welcome here to The Forge. I am Shanth Jetty. This is Shanth Jetty Art, and we are making comics. We are making beautiful comics, beautiful fantasy, inspirational work, inspirational talk. I mean, come on, guys. Don't you need more of it? I know I do. Let's see what amazing, beautiful lunatics we have in the chat this fine evening. First off, we've got Waylam. It's good to see you, my friend. Yeah, we're going to go late tonight. We have got Micra here. Ahoy! I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. I mean, you've been in a few times, but it's great to have you in here. Charlie Stevenson. Hey, everybody. Hey, Charlie Stevenson. Hope you're doing well. We've got 80s Made Consumer. I had fun with you last night, man, on that stream. It was a blast. And, of course, channel member Stephen Rockwood. I bow to you, my friend. Talking about dropping links. This is the man for it. Michael Bancroft. And everybody give Stephen Rockwood's YouTube channel a sub for me. We got to move this thing along. Yeah, man. It does look sick. It's going to be a great book. And here you go, guys. Truth, Justice, American Way. Make it happen for my brother, Gabe. What an amazing guy, and wishing him a happy anniversary. BECKONED RECOURSE is in the house. Let's absolutely check that book out. It just launched, and Jeremy's been barnstorming a lot of streams. It's a beautiful book. You can back the Shanth Jetty cover as well. So I did a cover for that book. Go back it right now, guys. Let's. He shows support for me, so let's support him. Yeah, already back Truth, Justice, American Way and Nosfero. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate that. I remember when you dropped that knowledge, and we were happy to see it, man. Let's see, Micro. Yeah, trailer game has really jumped up in the last year or so. Yeah, because, guys, we've got to make this stuff great. I know you guys are paying attention to pop culture. I've been thinking about pop culture all day and thinking about we are seeing some seismic shifts in terms of quality and what's happening. And so, yeah, we got to make the best stuff. Graveyard Shift, Omega Storm. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lord Ravener. I appreciate that, brother. That is much appreciated. Terror in the Trenches by my brother Vaughn. Yeah, Trenches needs to get to 80K for that awesome Lawless print. Come on, guys. Damn the man Lawless. Let's get that print. That looks like an X-Men type story with T-Jaw feel might have a more Watchmen feel, just my guess. Well, I'll tell you this. What's interesting to me, Truth, Justice, American Way is an optimistic, aspirational story. And it deals with serious things in the classic, tradition of storytelling, much like Nosfero. But it's both modern, a contemporary story, but also it's classic because it's how do you make something that's beautiful, inspiring, and not cynical? And that's the big thing. Yeah, there's going to be some great artwork, guys. And thank you so much, Stephen Rockwood. Agreed, Ravener. I picked that cover of the and the poster. There you have it, right? Nosfero, you're right. Cool video today, Shanth. I love everything you said in it. Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, it was probably one of my better speeches. Let's see here. We have got Timmy Mello here. Hail, Timmy Mello. It's great to see you, my friend. And Dragon Pisces as well. Hail, chat. Wait, what? Is this a live stream or another premiere? I know I've been messing with you guys, but I'd like to keep the YouTube algorithm guessing every now and again. We're always getting throttled, so let's have some fun. Hail, I just got done packing for tonight, and I need to rest and listen to Shanth. Dragon Pisces, I got you covered, my friend. And yeah, absolutely. When you get things done and you're done packing with things, sit back, and we will pack in some optimism, some positivity, and a little creativity and art. So, guys, this page right here on Nosfero is one that I have really been looking forward to making. I knew that I did this sketch for this. I can't even remember exactly when I did the sketch, but I did this sketch at least probably about a month ago, maybe. And when I did this sketch, I loved it. I was like, that's going to be a great page. And then I felt daunted with, is the finish going to live up to what we do in the sketch? What's up, STA? Great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? And in instances like that, and those of you guys who are channel members know, because I posted the first minute or so of working on this page where I just kind of throw some pencil down, and then I finally just rip the Band-Aid off and just drop, some sketchy paint marks like what you're seeing right here, because you have to do it, guys. You have to rip the Band-Aid off at the start of every creative process, and you have to just be in that finishing mindset, but also understand that, it's I don't know, it's a kind of a weird zone you have to be in, because I'd be lying if I didn't say that you've got to bring your confidence to the table. But I think you've also, sometimes you just have to throw yourself, what is it? Just jump in the deep end, rip the Band-Aid off, all of those proper expressions that we use to describe it, and can't swim without getting wet. That's the way it is. And so, yeah, that was the fun thing about it. And so as I work on this and I rough this figure in, that's what I want, man. I want it to happen. Yeah, Slayer of Strigoi, indeed. Yeah, what's so funny is, what's that weapon? A sword. Yeah, so his sword, Nosfero's sword, I gave this a lot of thought in terms of what I wanted to do with it. So it is a cross between the dagger in Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2, and it's a cross between that and the oh my gosh, a Roman sword like the one that Maximus had in Gladiator, because I wanted a blade that was, sort of classical, a little bit more Conan. I didn't want him to be a fencer, and I didn't want it to be like a rapier like Solomon Kane has. So something between Solomon Kane and the quality of that character in Conan was what I kind of needed. So I went with that. And I love drawing it. I also love the idea of, him kind of like, twirling the sword a little bit, that kind of thing is fun. And so that left a big impression on me. What's up, Jeremy Burtz? How are you doing? Great to see you, my friend. Let's see. I took your advice on the value and shading. It worked like a charm. It absolutely, I'm so glad to hear that, Dragon Pisces. I will say it was a little difficult because I had to draw water. Oh, yeah, that is fun. Yeah, more Gladius. Yeah, that's right. That's right. More of a Gladius. That's right. It's exactly right. Yeah, Gladiator is such a good movie. That is a masterful movie. And what's so funny is 80s Made Consumer posted, when I did the sketch of this, he posted an image from The Princess Bride. And I will tell you, that sword fight, before I saw Douglas Fairbanks, before I saw Errol Flynn, that was my first exposure to that kind of classical sword fight. And I just loved it. I always loved it. I watched it over and over again. And I didn't know that the Dread Pirate Roberts was based in so many ways on the movie The Black Pirate, starring Douglas Fairbanks, which also inspired the comic book and comic book strip, I should say, The Phantom. So there's a lot of history in all this stuff, man. Yeah, the motion of fencing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you see the blood trail, you'll get a sense for where what's happening here a little bit more. But yeah, right now there's no doubt that posture is straight up classical, fencing stuff. And that's the trick, man. You're when you're drawing this kind of stuff, you gotta, it's finding the classical, right? It's finding, the things that are epic and iconic and bringing the Frazetta to it, as I like to do. And at the same time, just kind of, I don't know, inventing it for people who have seen all the movies that we've seen. I mean, I've watched Blade, I've watched Evil Dead, I've watched, grew up on Spielberg movies as we were talking. You've got to bring that epic scope, that epic scale, of gosh, I mean, I think when I was doing the character design of this gateway creature, this kind of Lovecraftian gateway creature that appears on page 3 or 4, I can't remember which one it is. I was looking at Shin Godzilla for reference for that. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's like you just look at where the detail, where's the detail in creature design right now? Because every time we see a breakthrough, whether it's Jurassic Park or, any other, special effects blockbuster, that's now the audience's standard of what they're used to seeing. And so you really can't get away with less than that. You have to really push things. So if you look at, anybody in CG as they develop their stuff and as they get their work, and, and anybody who's worked in the field or the business for a long time, as they put their stuff out there, they're always having to raise the bar. And that's, that's what I do, certainly, when I'm doing my work, is I try to make sure I'm raising the bar and making stuff as great as I can make it. And I mean, this book, when I started this book, people, the thing that you hope as you're working on it is that it's going to be, it's going to be as great as what you have in your head, but now that I'm at the point I'm at right now, where I've got so many pages piled up, and I can see what this thing is, it's a classic, guys. Like this, nobody in mainstream comics is doing stuff like this. And I'd be hard pressed to think of somebody in even the indie scene who's doing a creator-owned, fully painted, with traditional media, for God's sake, comic book inspired by the work of Frazetta, because sequential fantasy art is really tough to do. And the way I'm approaching it with my panel layouts is a huge reason why it's going to be different as a book. Because you've got to do something. If you want that flow of a Frazetta, you can't be stopping every single panel with a big, thudding rectangle. And so that's been something I've been really conscious of when I started working on this project. And you never know how the stuff is going to go. You hopefully have enough experience to make an educated guess. And I can tell you guys, my educated guess was right on this thing. It was the right move to do it. Or I should say, to fully paint it and push it. And I'm not saying my work hasn't grown a lot on this thing, because it has, but I guess that's why it was it's a leap of faith, but discipline, that's what it's all about. So there we go. Just doing a nice wash over that to subdue the anatomy a little bit. Ooh, you watched The Northman. What'd you think of it? Mine too, that sword fight influenced how I think about movies. Very, very cool. I just watched Godzilla versus, did you mean Hedorah or Detoroya? I don't know if I've seen that one. Straight thrust may be compatible to a jab. Amen to that. Yeah, jab is the most important punch in boxing, as you guys know. But, there's so much. We need fantasy, guys. We need myth. We need inspiration. We need something that wakes up the spirit right now. I've never seen, I don't know if that's true. I was about to say I've never seen so many people who are just looking for inspiration, but I don't know if that's something that ever goes out of style. I haven't met a lot of people who are like, what I'd hate to see? I'd hate to see something inspiring. That's kind of not how it tends to work. Because I'm looking for inspiration. I mean, I'm looking online for art books and things like that all the time, or new artists to inspire me. And so I take the job very seriously. But I see so many people who are having to, like myself, look to the past for inspiration. And that stuff is great. I do love looking to the past for inspiration. But there's something about knowing new stuff is being created right now that makes you feel like the culture is alive and moving forward. And I think that's what we need to remind people. Our best days are not behind us. That our best days are ahead of us. It just is a question of whether we're going to rise to the challenge and whether we're going to back the stuff that is, that inspires us, that we're going to support it. And I mean that across the board with everything. I was just watching a video on a YouTube channel that I've shouted out before, that talks about Universal Parks, and they're showing all of the incredible work they're putting into the Universal Monsters Land. Guys, it's going to be sick. Disney better watch out. Let's see here. I remember watching Princess Bride in high school, says Dragon Pisces, but I was going through brain stuff, so I couldn't remember much of it. I remember liking the Battle of Wits scene. Yeah, it is great, but everything else is a blank. Maybe something I should watch tonight after the stream, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Check it out. My wife got me the Princess Bride Criterion Collection. We've yet to have a chance to watch it, because we're both working like crazy, and obviously, me, I haven't put the brush down hardly at all in the last, I don't know how long. I mean, I was telling my wife about this whole comic thing, and she's watched me draw comics before, both professionally and doing independent comics and that kind of thing. And the thing I said to her is, this is not a pursuit for the faint of heart. And it takes a very particular kind of person, much like Pall Mall Filterless. It takes a very particular kind of person to do this job, because you have to be comfortable, creating in a little bit of a void. And you have to be comfortable just with the isolation and the focus. And I know Todd McFarlane has talked about that before. And for me, it's true. It's like you say hi to your wife, you see how she's doing, you hang out, talk to her for a little bit when she comes home. But that's why I showed that video I showed today. It was unintentional, but it was just me quietly painting. And at the end, you hear my kids come home. And I'm like, hey, guys, how's it going? And one of them, my son, says, good. And my daughter goes, bad. And it's classic twin behavior. They're just being, characters. And I just love that, guys. That's a huge part of what it is. That is my actual life. That's what it's like. I'm sitting here just grinding away on this thing. And my attitude is, I don't know how to describe it. It's sort of like, it's a battle of discipline. It's about the discipline and relentlessness. That's why I play the Denzel Washington video before I do my streams, because that is what it is. First, you got to commit. You got to say, I am doing this book. It's happening. Will you back it? And then it's about that consistency. That's building a YouTube channel. But, it's funny. I don't know how long, the social media of today, or the platforms, dare we say, of today, are going to last. You never know, because people change their minds and they move on. People muck with a platform and user interface, and people go, nope, it's not doing what I want it to do anymore. And they find a new place. That is the history of social media. But while it's here, I just view it as, or at least while YouTube is here, I view it as both a revenue stream, potential revenue stream, I should say. And at the same time, it's advertising. It's like you get out there and you get the word out about your books. And that's why YouTube is such a hugely important component of Comicsgate. It is when we sell the books. That's what happens, man. Let's see what we got here. This guy's motor skills are off the charts. My hands shake too much to do this. Who's that? I don't know. Is it a character, or was it, what was I just talking about? I'm not sure. You have to clarify who that is. I'm learning 3D animation right now. Very cool. Just started. I'm hoping to make some shorts or a series of a fantasy idea I have. Very cool. Dragon, I'm learning Blender 3D. Blender is outstanding. That is what my son works in. Hey, Eric Weathers, what's up? How are you doing, brother? What's up, man? It's great to see you. And channel member, General Piggy, I salute you. It is great to see you, brother. Hail to you, man. Hail to you. Oh, geez, just my painting skills. Thank you. Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's Blender is awesome. Blender is a total leveling of the playing field, because it's a light program. It's free. It's open source. And what you bring to it is your skill. And when you got YouTube channels like Blender Guru, who's an incredible teacher, that's how my son learned Blender. Oh my goodness, guys. It just makes what you can do so much easier. And I really do think that in a lot of ways, one of the most difficult things for people, that's going to be for people to learn online, is going to be doing traditional work, because I'm starting to see a big move to doing traditional work. People are realizing that when you do traditional work, and there's a lot of different ways to do it, by the way, that take into account having digital as a part of the process, that you've got something that you can sell, you've got something that you can own, you've got something that has its own quality to it, and that people want to buy originals. I mean, it amazes me. Oh my gosh, what is up? What is that? Oh yeah, repost. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, I just had an indie flashback. What's up, Mighty Geek Studios? Holy cow, you guys are here. Everybody's loving Eric Weathers, of course, as always. Michael Bancroft is here. Jeremy Burtz, Eric Weathers is here. Michael and Eric, let me know if you guys want the link. Just tell me if you want it, okay? John, what's the streaming over Ethan? Bold move. I respect that. Yeah, that's the one person I never have to worry about. Like, I mean, here's the thing about it too, is that I know I've said this to you guys before, but I can't think about the only thing I can ever think about when I stream is if I feel like I'm going to be able to paint in front of you guys and not choke. That is the nightmare scenario, you know, because it's just like, what are you going to do? You know, it's nerve wracking to paint. So you have to do it. Let's see here. Salutations, my friend, from member General Piggy. Michael Bancroft is saying hello. Bogan. Indeed. John. Hey. John saying hello. Mighty Geek Studios. Hail. My God, I just like almost choked to death on my own saliva. Listening while I work. Understood, Michael. Understood. Well, I do these late streams for you, brother. John is there. Let's see here. Dragon Pisces, I'm taking lessons from Blender Guru. Currently, excellent. I'm creating the donut tutorial. That is a great tutorial. Hello, John, and let's see if I got everybody. I think I got everybody there. But you guys, you cats let me know. You cats let me know. Michael, you just keep working, listening, and chilling. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing because when you pick up those skills and when you start developing stuff for traditional, whether it's hard copy books or any of that other stuff, it's really kind of an interesting thing. You're seeing this kind of this new interest in it in traditional, which I find really odd because when I was in college, I was furious because they were not teaching us digital at all. And every job that was out there at that time was for digital artists. It was really just such a frustrating thing to me. And so I knew traditional, but I didn't learn digital till probably a year or so after I graduated from school. And the thing that's interesting to me about it is that I love software like Illustrator, Photoshop. I use all the time, obviously, for thumbnails and everything else. But I never could have imagined that there would be this real big interest in traditional stuff. And I'm still wrapping my mind around it. You know, it's a really odd thing. But I will say there's a lot of artists that I would love to see who do their work in digital that I would love to see do their work in digital, print out a blue line, and then have somebody like Gary Martin ink it. I'd love to see that stuff. Let's see here. Should I? I don't know. Should I what? Let me see. Listening while I work. Should you? Eric, which thing that I said? Should you come in here? Yeah, sure, man. I'm going to be like, yeah, on that, but I don't know what it is. Eric Weathers YouTube channel. Yes, guys, check it out. I'm doing the chair tutorials. Yeah, Blender Guru is awesome, guys. And see, that's the thing. I love 3D. I'm not, the cup is easy. Well, easy for you to say. My notes are there if you need them. There you go. Yeah. That's what I started too, Dragon. See, look at this. This is crazy stuff. Eric, do you mean should you come in here? Let me know, please, so I can send you the link. Because just say send me the link if you want to come in here. Oh, I'm going to crack my back there. Oh, man. So we're having, crazy weather here in New England, man. It's been nuts. It's been nuts. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. I was looking at, I look at and I think about the world of these characters all the time. And I'm thinking about what's the costume design for this? And what's this character's look and story? And how did I design that particular garb? And so I've gotten to know these characters quite well the more I paint them. And I can only imagine that when I get to book 2, which now I'm having more and more of an idea of what book 2 is going to be. If you're a channel member, you saw a very cryptic, non-detailed, but sketch that I know what it is. That was the big breakthrough on book 2. So that was the fun thing. And Timmy Mello is saying, thinking back, I'm thankful to have had a few courses on digital art, though. Oh, you ain't kidding. I still feel more comfortable with pencil and paper. I will say this, guys. My rule of thumb is if somebody asks you, do you do digital or traditional artwork? Your answer should always be yes. Yes, I do digital or traditional artwork, period. There is no excuse for not understanding how to make artwork in digital. And I do think that you have to learn how to make artwork in traditional as well, because it is a skill, and I practice what I preach. I know both. One of my first classes I ever taught when I started teaching college was teaching people Illustrator and Photoshop. So yeah, I went from not knowing it to teaching it incredibly fast because I learned it really well. And I realized that, you know, if you could learn it and you understand how to paint and design, I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, because everybody I know who's a great digital artist has got skills that translate into traditional. You know, that's how it works. Shanth, remember the hashtag mail-in method. Send the link and let them decide. Is that what he says? All right. Send Eric Weathers the link, says Eric Weathers. Eric, I don't think you can speak for Eric. I got to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I love the mail-in method, but you know, John's not coming in here, so I don't know. You know, if he wants to. Where is Eric in all this? Where's Eric? There you are. There's Eric. All right, brother. Hang tight. Here it comes. I'm firing it your way, brother. Firing it your way. I miss this crazy cat. I haven't seen Eric. I was thinking about Eric today, man, and I was like going, I miss Eric. I haven't talked to him in ages on a stream, obviously. So, yeah, man, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Here we go. Ah, shit. Did that not work? Hold on. Paste. Let's see if that worked. Eric, I hope you got that, man. I hope you got that. Let's just scroll. Mighty Geek Studio. Shit. I love that, man. Would Comics Gate books work better as one-shots? Oh, boy, that's a tough question. I think we're too early in the game to be thinking in terms of one-shots or not, but I have been thinking a lot about the manga method, which I was talking about with my wife, actually, the other day. And I said, what people don't get about manga, right? And you guys get it because you probably know, but you've got these big books and they have short stories. You see these things in installments and you get a chance to see what doesn't take before it gets a book. You get to see what the reaction is. I miss the CG team stream. So do I. But everybody is like hip deep in creating, and I understand the work involved, believe me. But it doesn't mean I can't have Eric on the show, man. If he wants to come on, I'm there. There has to be a mix between new and old. Amen. So true. The skills needed to do digital art lies in traditional artwork. Agreed. Shanth, I'm glad you and Eric are back on speaking terms again. Yeah, well, it sucked because he's my letterer, so it kind of sucked. But also, he's a good friend. I love that guy. Eric is like a really great sounding board. He's an amazing artist and a fellow Ninja Turtle fan. That's it. The Lucent Fractured Mind is a one-shot. Oh, that's right. See? So Michael agrees. Yeah, man. And channel member Stephen Rockwood says, Shanth, I'm glad you and Eric are back. Yes, so we are. Excuse me. Michael Bancroft, too many jokes? Can there ever be too many jokes? Yeah, the only time it's ever a problem is when there's not enough work, but we certainly work our asses off here, you know? I think a lot of people, when I think about my early backers on Nosfero, when there were just a handful of pages, when I think about crazy people like Michael Bancroft having me on his channel and not even knowing about my videos and all that other stuff, but on a larger extent, saying, yeah, this book's going to be great. Let's back this book. Let's move this book, even though this jackass completely screwed up his launch. I just go, you really do not know, how it's going to go when it's a project that is this complicated. So I see, doing these painting streams, but also showing people how much work is done on this book and how we're in the home stretch as something that just makes me feel really good because, I don't screw around with people's faith, man. It's like when someone backs you and supports you, it's like it means a hell of a lot. And as you guys know, that's why I've got the BECKONED trailer at the start now when we're doing things. When Battle Brick Road 2, when that book launches and I've got that trailer, I'm going to be burning that trailer on this channel, man. It's just going to be go, go, go because these are our boys. Comicsgate works. You're damn right. Absolutely right. That's how we do it. I think you can do one-shot style stories that form larger arcs. That's what I'm doing with Nosfero. Yeah, the second arc is just come together this week, and it's cool as hell. It's really awesome. If you like Bernie Wrightson and you like creatures and things like that, like from his Swamp Thing stuff, you are going to freaking love the second issue of Nosfero. It is going to be sick. Sean screwed up Michael's countdown. I did screw up his countdown, guys. Seriously, why is he still talking to me? Plant the seeds for a larger narrative as you go. So here's what I talked about. I forget when this was. I think this was for a members stream, but it was also something I think I talked about even in the preview section of it. And it's simple, guys. Is when you look at percentage of artwork is now complete for Nosfero. Oh my gosh. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. God, I'm trying to do fraction. Hang on a second. see if this makes sense. 5/6 of it are done. I guess that's the best way I would put it. But yeah, absolutely, it's on the home stretch. But I'll tell you something else. There's things I love. I love Nosfero. It's great. I love all of these things. Obviously, I love Michael Bancroft, but there's nobody I love more than this man right here, Eric Weathers. How you doing, brother?
Hi, beautiful.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too.
Turtles or what?
We can. My youngest was. Let me back up. My oldest is in basketball now, so he was at basketball practice, and my youngest was home with me, and we're hanging out. He's like, "Dad, can I watch a movie?" I said, "Sure, whatever you want to watch, just grab it, just go." And he picked Ninja Turtles.
Good boy.
So we got to watch Ninja Turtles. But it was the Michael Bay one. So
it doesn't matter, man. As long as our culture is getting to them.
That's true. That's true. I can't hear you now. What happened?
Uh-oh. That's probably a blessing, dude.
It's my volume, I think. There we go.
Let me know if you can hear me. I'll just.
I got it. I heard it. I heard
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to hear me, but God bless you, Eric. We're glad you're here. But yeah, man. So how's drawing? How's that? Thumbs up.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
it actually is. It's really good. I'm working on Battlebrick Road, and it makes me do this when I think about it.
Yeah, then let's talk back to Ninja Turtles then.
No, this is a good thing, I think.
Right on.
I'm really not certain. I don't know how to stream anymore. I don't know how to talk to people. I've been locked away, shackled to my desk for. It's been. I looked at it today. It's been over a month since I've streamed on my own channel.
It is the reason I'm streaming right now. Something for all the kids at home. The reason I'm streaming right now is because I got out of it for about a couple of weeks there, not streaming regularly. And man, it was like going back to the swimming pool without remembering how to swim. It was rough, dude.
It's not easy to do.
It's not, man.
I'm in that, like, I think I need to do it. I need to get out there. I like to stream with people. And then I think I want to.
Yeah.
Like it's the I don't know. I never know what to say. I got to put on a show. Mike says never not stream.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands unless there's a pencil in there. You know what I'm saying?
That's why, dude, look at me, man. I mean, that's my whole secret. Eric doesn't know what to do with his hands. Michael, we don't want to hear your suggestions right now. I mean, I feel like Michael's making advances, and it's inappropriate. When you don't want is the most important time to do so. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, what is it? Discipline is doing something you don't want to do like you love it, as Mike Tyson's trainer once said. And I remember saying to myself, yeah, but, Customato, I mean, great trainer, but he's dead. So, like, what's he going to do if I don't stream? That's my theory.
Nothing, actually. Not a thing.
Not a damn thing. Zombie Customato shows up, and it's the end of me. Yeah, it'd be one of those things. But yeah, man, it's the inspiration. It's the comic talk. And it's also sometimes one of the coolest things is just getting to spend some time with your family. And when your Battlebrick Road 2, when that campaign launches, you know what you got to do. And you know what you're going to do. So the downtime is a nice thing, man. Sure.
I've been streaming since since it started, right? 2018. Mm-hmm. I was doing the Weathers Report back in the day. And then we had Gentlemen Scoundrels and CG Team, and it's just a thing.
Yeah.
And here I am trying to letter. I'm trying to draw my book, trying to build a portfolio for other work. It's like, what time do I have? Mike?
Yeah.
I blame Mike.
I blame Mike too. What is Mike doing? Eric doesn't know what to do with his hands. We got that one. Then Shanth eats the rest of his. Why'd you bring up country fried steak? I'm going out there. That's what we're gonna do. I'm coming out there for a country fried steak stream. You just tell me where the best place is, and we'll throw a couple back.
I got a place here. I just don't remember the name. What's it called? Bricktown.
Oh, I like the name.
I think is that what Clint got? when Clint visited, I think he got the chicken fried steak here.
Clint. Is that your other man? No. Yeah, dude, it's like Nosfero's blade is made of Damascus steel. Actually, it was gotten from steel along the Volga trade route, a lot like the Ufbert is what it is. So it's not so much Damascus steel.
Made from Teflon.
Yeah, it's made from Teflon Ron. It's good to see you, my friend. Yeah, I watched this video, the forging of the Viking sword, and it was watching those guys and the work they put in to do like inlaid writing using the old methods, and at any moment the thing can break apart. And I go, guys, no. Like, I love traditional media, but stop it. 3D print it. Ugh.
Yeah, I've seen that what is it, like 700 folded Japanese sword, iron or whatever, steel. I don't know what words I need to use, but pretend I know what I'm talking about. Those things are incredible. How much that they put into something like that. Just how much effort they put into something like that.
Something you would definitely know as a comic book artist and a comic book letterer and a
folded. I'm like folded steel.
That's right, you are.
That's right.
A lot of people say Eric Weathers wasn't built in a day, and I agree. It's the way it is. This didn't just happen, folks.
Didn't it, though?
It took, 9 to 8 months at the very least, I'd like to think. I've
heard it both ways.
Isn't Eric Weathers in KC, Kansas City? Someone says.
No. I'm very close to Kansas City. I'm in Wichita. Yeah. However, I have had plenty of Kansas City barbecue, and I applied for the table. Hopefully, they don't look at who I work with and decide not to let me in the doors at Planet Comic-Con. So I'll be having Kansas City barbecue in March again.
If they give you any kind of grief about it, say, I've been getting a lot of blowback from a certain section of the online community because they are racist. I was streaming with this guy named Shanthan Jetty, and these horrible racists were saying they didn't want to see that. Now, are you guys some of them? And then I can send a photo of myself with, type on it that says, for just 50 cents a day, you could, no, maybe that's a bit too far.
I don't think so. I think it might work.
Yeah.
I think it might.
That's right, man. Oh my Lord, man. But no, it's a funny thing because how do I word this? I was watching this. I've been following obviously the entertainment media and what's been going on with all of these major companies going, so just so you know, we might be having some layoffs. We might be having some this and that. And all the while watching certain companies like Universal and places like that who never weighed in on any of these bullshits, never drew line in the sand. And they're all doing great. Like they're all having their heyday times. And I always just think, guys, do you make comic books? Yes. Are you going to harm anybody physically when you're here? No? Okay, cool. Come on in. It's that simple.
Well, they didn't have a problem with me, in 2016. So.
Yeah, of course. It's not going to be a problem. Which is how Witchblade was made. Oh, there you have it. Yeah. Oh, that is kind of cool.
Folded steel. Cool. I'll let you get to the chat.
You can keep going.
I'm from a town in Wichita Falls. Yeah, every time I try to enter my, you enter your stuff online, Wichita Falls always comes up. No, I'm not from Texas. Well, I am from Texas, but I don't live there now. No, I did a convention last weekend.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I forget what it was. November 5th and 6th. So however many, 10 days ago or whatever. Yeah. It's the first show that I have done since 2017, 2018, 2000, somewhere in there. Yeah. That was pretty cool. It was just a local show. Zeb and I tabled together, showing off our Battle Brick Road situation. And I went, like, I always get this table for free. It's always comped. It's nice. It's 10 minutes from the house. Like it's easy. It's easy for me to say yes because I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about hotels or food or travel or any of that. But it was an interesting year because One, it was my first time back, so I felt rusty. For as great as Battle Brick Road is, I've never found a comfortable, like, quick pitch for it. Not like I had with Flying Fortress. That one I had honed it over actually probably a few years to get it to sort of like this punchy pitch, elevator pitch. And I still haven't had that punchiness to it for Battle Brick Road. But I didn't have to do any work because Zeb was there, and he's got the gift of gab. So I just sat back and collected a paycheck while he did all the work. It was actually quite nice.
That's what I do, man. All this artwork I'm doing right now, this is actually the hand of somebody in India. I've outsourced this. And, you know, I mean, we've got it down to a science. I turn my head, then I bring the brush down. I mean, look at this. This is incredible, this guy.
It is incredible.
You know, this guy's a machine. But, you know, I would say this, though. You were promoting that book so hard for a very, very long time, man. And,
Yes.
and you know, not to mention, holy cow, dude. The printing hijinks that we all have to deal with. And it's kind of like I had this buddy, I still have him, he's still alive, God bless him. I have this buddy of mine who his work is in the town I would pass on probably the first 10 miles of my 90-mile commute back in the day. Saw him waiting in the rain for the bus, and I picked him up and I said, "Hey man, let me give you a lift in." And he said to me, he goes, "Oh, that's great. Thanks." He's like, "Dude, I got to tell you, man, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I just feel tired. I just feel like I can't get into it. Like I got to go in to teach, but I just feel like I've got no energy." And I looked at him, and these are the people I roll with, Eric. It's disturbing. Like I looked over him and go, "Dude, do you remember on because it was Monday, I go, do you remember on Thursday when your wife had to have emergency heart surgery and almost died?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And I'm like, "You need to get some rest, dude." Like he had forgotten that, you know, something dramatic had happened the previous week. And that's how the people I know roll. They're like kind of going, you know, maybe it's that knife in your leg. There is a knife in my leg.
What's that from? That feels like that's a reference to something, right? The knife in your leg?
Might be. Dude,
that
my
feels
life
familiar.
is a series of movie quotes.
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking maybe the Black Knight from Monty Python, maybe, or I don't know.
No,
I think where I would have gotten it.
I rewatched that a month or two ago. Holy Grail, and I think it was on Netflix. It's got some added scenes. It's like a slightly extended version.
Really?
Yeah, there's
Holy cow.
the scene at the castle with the grill-shaped beacon has an extended scene with Galahad and his ladies.
That was so great.
So, yeah,
that was such a dark look into the psyche, man. I was born and raised in Wichita Falls. I moved away when I was 10, but now I'm moving back 12 to 13 years later. It still has that old-fashioned type vibe. Absolutely. Oh, wasn't that in Talladega Nights? Someone is saying.
Yeah, something. I've only seen that once, but there is something like he's got a knife in his. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. I haven't seen that since it was in. I saw it in the theaters.
Who was it? Was Will Ferrell and who else was in it? I remember the
John C. Reilly, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh shoot, yeah. Weren't they in another?
Lumbergh was in it.
Oh, I love that dude, man. Lumbergh.
He's that's one of those roles that you just say the character name, and everybody knows who you're talking about, but nobody knows his actual name.
I think of him more, and I'm not trying to judge here, as Cotton McKnight, you know, from Dodgeball. You know, my name's Cotton McKnight, and I'm here with Pepperbrook. Pep. Shake and bake. There you have it.
Maybe I should watch Dodgeball. I've never seen it. A lot of quotes flying around Dodgeball here, especially with you and Mike. So,
oh gosh, yeah, love that stuff. I remember when Mike used to come into streams. That was cool. You remember those days? Before he was all. I mean, yeah, you're right. Actually, that's true. He lives in that mansion in the rich part of Australia. Yep. Sick. Rob Arnold is like, you know, he's like really a man of the people. That's the thing that kind of people don't understand, you know.
Well, he's certainly of the people.
Yes, he is of the people. Mm-hmm. That's right. There you
Gary Cole. says Mike.
Oh
His
my
name's
God.
Gary Cole. That's
There you go,
right.
Gary Cole. That's
But
right.
but to me, he'll always just be Lumberg. So
Yeah,
like,
there you go. Hail
I don't know,
plush. We got a super chat, $2. The Pulp thumbnail. Gotta watch The Phantom now. Absolutely. And let me send some cheerleaders your way. You have earned this, my friend. So here you go, plush. Charge! We do love liberty here. We do love liberty. Hey, Sean. Hey, what's up, Jesse Henry? How you doing? Let's see here. Yes, I liked American Gothic. Yo, absolutely. I'm going to Rob's this Sunday to see Kangaroos. There you go.
Oh.
Hey, John Michael Banger, saddle up. On stream. Yeah, that's right. He was also Mr. Brady. I do remember that. John definitely going to stream it. Oh my God, is he actually going to Rob's?
He's done it before.
Oh, that's true. They got together. That's right.
That's right. He was Mr. Brady.
Isn't that crazy?
That blows your mind.
It does. He's everywhere. He's the man.
Gary Cole. He's in an episode of Psych.
Uh-huh.
Which is my favorite television show.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
That's right.
There you have
it. It is. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It was it came out in the early 2000s. Has 8 seasons and a musical.
Wow.
And dude, the amount of times that you reference movies, especially from the 80s, and you haven't seen Psych. Sean Spencer and Burton Guster, they own a private detective agency. Sean has photographic memory, and he pretends he's psychic. And it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. I highly recommend it. I think it's streaming on Amazon Prime. The pilot is an hour. I don't want to say once you get past it, because it's still a very good pilot, but the show doesn't really, like most, it doesn't really catch its vibe till halfway through the first season. But I say that I don't want to be like that. Well, you got to get through the first 4 episodes. It's funny from the start. But then they really lean into where it works, and it's all about the references and the in jokes and the bickering between the two, between the friendships. It's just fantastic. It's fantastic. I highly, highly, highly recommend Psych. John does too.
There you have it. See, John recommends it. So that you two together, I mean, that's what it is. That's gospel as far as I'm concerned.
And they have 3 movies too, and possibly a 4th one. So they continue. It's still being made.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. I didn't know. How did I not know about this show? Although I've been kind of out of the loop. I wish I could make a Batman-like story. I don't know, something with gravitas, or gravitates. Something gravitates me towards the story in the Gothic-looking city. Guys, listen, and it's great to see you, Wolfer. I hope you're doing well. I think that's kind of the big aspect of what we do. I mean, I was watching Jeremy talking about Beckoned, and he was talking about, what drives him to the kinds of stories he likes. And, it's an interesting thing, because I think about things like you have attention to detail, kind of sci-fi meets a little bit of diesel punk, with the stuff that you're doing. And I don't know, would you agree or no? No diesel punk?
Diesel punk?
Yeah, it's like more World War I style than, like Victorian, if that makes sense. Like World War I, World War II, or would you just say it's more modern?
With my designs?
Well, I was thinking like with Project Zephyr and Wizard of Oz, and that kind of thing that you're blending with tech, but maybe not. Maybe it's just contemporary.
I would say it's contemporary. Yeah. Although I was showing my artwork to one of the artists there in Artist Alley, a guy who I really, really look up to. And he was like, I had talked to him years ago and showed off my work. And, he was very supportive. Actually gave me some of my best portfolio reviews ever. And he was very impressed with my artwork, which is great to see somebody who had really seen the old stuff. And he was like, he's like, man, this stuff's. He's like, yeah, this stuff's great. This is better than anybody else here in Artist Alley. At least of the indie guys. That's what he said. He said he didn't say at least of the indie guys. I added that he was talking about the indie guys.
Oh yeah, how are you inferring that? Like, if this was a court case, and you didn't say that, could we say objection?
I just want to be. You want
to downplay the compliment on my channel? You came on.
I don't want to say objection hearsay. You understand? You don't you forget how I don't like to take compliments.
I know you don't like to take compliments, but here's the crazy thing, Eric. I don't give a shit. Like, and I haven't ever. That's even the worst part of it. I'm sitting here when I wake up in the morning. I seriously, like, from my coffin opens. I go straight up, like, to standing position, and I go battle brick road. It's the battle. Like, I mean, I'm there.
You're there.
What it is.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Well, he was very kind, and he said, he thinks I would be really good on G.I. Joe.
Fuck, dude. How many more? Like, Eric. All right.
He said, I'd love to see you on G.I. Joe, and then but then he was like, but you got your own thing, and I respect that. You should probably stick to your own thing.
Shoot, man, my glasses got all screwed up. What's that? Can you read that one for me?
You're the greatest, Eric. I am the greatest, Eric. That's true. There's no Eric greater than me.
Oh, that was a good move by me. I enjoyed it. Let me see here. Michael Bancroft.
Don't think I didn't
Browns.
See what you were doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, the only time I've ever seen you walk into anything was that horrible Rob Arnold trap he set for you involving Reese Witherspoon. And I would like to say this, is that I think it was out of our concern for Reese Witherspoon that so many of us have been lulled into that. So there, I said it.
That's true.
Eric Kennedy, question mark. Yeah, maybe Eric Kennedy.
He's a good Eric. Is he the greatest Eric?
Listen, guys, I personally am an Eric Weathers fan, first and foremost. But I will say this. I don't want anybody getting into who's the greatest Eric if Eric July is within earshot, because I feel like he's going to just come in there and pull someone's face off. That's just how it is. Because he is like a promotion energy machine. He terrifies me. I love him. That's it. Some person.
It's interesting. I don't think he respects his Ericness enough.
That's true.
Because he has to change his name to Young Ripper, right? There's something there. There's something to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this. And what's up, Dan? It was great being on a stream with you the other night, brother. I hope you're doing well. Let me know if you want to pop in here, man.
By the way,
go.
Dan picked. Where was I? Was somewhere the other day, and Dan picked up a copy of Battlebrick Road from my website. So thank you, Dan. It's on the way. It got shipped Dan, the next day. The next morning.
Dan, do you want to get in here and explain yourself? What the hell was that? Buying a copy of Battlebrick. I don't even know what to say, so you may need to come in here. Eric D. Raven. Yeah, Eric Draven from The Crow. So many people, when we did that stream, Jericho and I blew their minds. Jericho and Gabe with that. I go, yeah, Eric D. Raven. And they were like, oh, Eric Draven. I get it. I was like, yeah, man. He ran away from Eric. There it is. Fear.
He did. He ran away from it. And I was on with Luke from gosh dang it. I just know him as Luke. I was on his channel. The metal guy.
Oh shit. Hold on.
I'm gonna have to go through my DMs.
You gotta go through your DMs and make this happen. Where are you?
I got it. I have to correct the record and give his information properly.
Yeah, man. That is what you have to do, my friends. All right.
Luke,
it's away.
Death Metal Hero. There we go.
Death Metal Hero.
I get him confused with Metal Moves and Brewskis. Metal. It's the way my brain works. I apologize, everybody.
I'm sending John Mayo the link for no reason. There we go.
We're talking over each other right now. Not Skywalker. I'm sharing my screen.
Sweet. Hold on.
This is my favorite page I've ever drawn.
Hell yeah. Zoom. Profanity. Insert profanity.
Insert profanity beautiful. Here, right? Isn't it beautiful?
Man. It is beautiful.
You know why it's not even this. It's this. These little tiny people down here. Look at the little tiny guys.
Oh man, says Timmy Mello. Zoom enhance, says John. Dude, Next level. 80s Made Consumer says Wicked Page. Eric Weathers says, I think 80s Made was talking about someone else. I'm just going to imply that.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Except for back your books. Never forget the little people. That's Eric Weathers. Dude, what is that next stick page right there? Holy cow. Boom. Yep. Best work ever. Dude, you have hit a new freaking level. And I know Michael considers that an insult when he tells you that, your work is leveled
that means
up.
that means it used to suck. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not only, guys, seriously, get to the point to where you're like, do you mean I was a demigod and now I'm a god? Like, that's where you got to be. Good to see you, awesome one. Much love, brother. I mean, that's what it is, man. I mean, look, you don't get to, your last campaign, I think, you broke 30K with that, right? Your last campaign?
Yes, I did. Yeah, 3 times. Yeah.
Almost 4. What is up, Eric Grant, channel member? It is great to see you, my friend. Thank you for being a channel member. Always appreciated, my friend. Always. I like the phallus in the background. Now, are you talking about the artwork, or is there something behind you, Michael? Yeah, Eric, but that is from a ginger root hand, man. So,
that's
guys,
true.
Let's not turn this.
Just look how good this is. I did a good job.
Damn right it is.
But just this panel with these little guys down here. Look at this.
Yeah, I know. Can you zoom in on Scarecrow's face for me, please? Because I'm digging it. See, those tears, the way you're doing that is giving me what I love. Like, to me, this boy is our Wolverine of this gang. And when I see that, like, hanging out there, it's like, it's got that, all those great characters, the way they were done, at their peak, that you were like, he's a loner, a rebel. He's the action figure you're going to fight over. That's just the way it is, man.
Dude, speaking of action figures, I got to get on that. Did I show you that? Did I do that on stream? I think I did.
Which one?
Where I showed you the Valiverse figures and how I could just easily make a palette swap, basically, and make Thea Gale, like, almost 1-for-1.
Yep. Dude, what do you want me to say? So you said, do I remember a time you and I talked about action figures? Is this the question you're asking me? Because my goodness.
Might be.
Here comes trouble. Boom.
Trouble has arrived, friend.
Hello,
What's
trouble.
up, brother?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. We're just looking at this Battle Brick Road 2 stuff and getting amped.
Yeah. I'll be getting those books very soon.
Awesome.
By the way, Dan, I don't know if we've ever streamed together.
I don't think we've ever streamed together. We were in a DM chat together.
Yeah.
His
Then
name
I saw you in there and I
is
left.
pronounced Dan.
The what?
It's one of those foreign names. It's pronounced Dan. I know it's tricky.
Yeah,
Dan, Eric, Dan.
Sometimes I'm a 70s made consumer.
I know that one.
Yeah.
I can't. Relate.
No. Yeah, I'd gotten some money for my birthday, and I had not gotten the books yet, so I ordered the books.
Yeah, thank you. You should get them probably tomorrow.
Sweet.
Nice.
Hopefully they're.
I still haven't gotten the Barton Brothers books, and I've been seeing everybody get their Kozor books. Like, where's mine?
I haven't received any of my free books from Australia. Can you believe that?
That's weird. All I'm gonna say is that I was really disappointed because I got Eric July's book so fast, and it's the fastest I've ever received a fake book that's not really coming out. I was shocked.
But you said you got it, right?
Yep. How hard are people straining? Like, it's like, I don't understand. That's like one of the things that just cracked me up. Like, of all of the extreme stretches you have to make with that guy, there's so many Comicsgate books that we've all got short boxes or long boxes filled with these books. It's still like, it's a grift where you work really hard promoting all the time. I've
got most of mine still in their Gemini mailers.
Dude, seriously, I have so many books.
I just keep them in there. It's like a weird thing. Well, part of it is because people put like stickers on those things and like do little doodles on them, and I was like, I can't throw this away. Like some sort of terrible hoarder of comics.
The stick, I have a compulsion. I have to open it right away. I'm a cereal opener. I also like to open cereal. I'm the guy that on the way home, if I got a new video game or DVD, I was opening it, taking it out of the plastic right away.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't let a stack of Gemini mailers just pile up.
No. They're opened. I read the books, but then they go back into their mailers.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. I've got a huge stack of mailers that are filled with books. So I just have to kind of go through them to find the books I'm looking for.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that, but then, like I said, like Rich Ayala sent me one, and it's got like a bunch of drawings on it, and Jason's sent me a couple, and it's just like But
well, you gotta. I mean, when you're shipping things, you gotta make sure you get them out. Like Dan, I've been waiting for those first printing copies of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 for like months now. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, you mock me about that. I don't know if you saw Jason Bascom's friggin' stream he was doing a little bit earlier, but he was showing some crazy expensive books that he has. They're all like signed by like he's got like the rare darker image that's silver, and it's signed by Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, like freaking everybody. So I'm like, I don't know. Man? I've got a couple little books that are worth something, but some people have books that are just like, jeez.
I will tell you this, man. When it comes to those books, as much as I like, will say stuff like that, there's very few books, particularly ones that are rare, that I want to own a copy of because I'd be terrified of something happening to them. Back it up, Sean. Yeah, that was me backing up in my chair.
100%.
Someone's ride is here. Alert!
It's an ambulance. It's an ambulance.
Yeah, it is.
It's a silver alert for Sean. His wife can't find him.
That's right. Yeah. She's not looking, Eric. Oh man, dude, I will say this. The best book I've gotten recently. There's two great books I've gotten. And one of them is I got finally. It was like the end of a journey in my life, which was I got the Todd McFarlane. Who is beeping? Dan, are you beeping?
That's me. Let me mute myself.
Please do.
I got
He's at the microwave.
Artist edition in the mail, and then I got I found one for a decent price, the Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing Artist edition or Artifact edition, and I'm like, get out of town, man. It's what's Eric got?
I need that Artifact edition as well.
My Grail. At least for
your Grail. Let's have it.
I like my books so much I never look at them. I just keep them in pristine condition.
Dude, I'm the same way, man.
My wife's like, you don't love your books because they're not dog-eared.
Oh, snap. I knew it was going to be that, dude. Ooh. Beautiful.
I love that book.
Yeah.
It is a great book. I don't own it. I saw someone flip through it and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
what's our
I also have this. I like to bring this out because it means I get my workout for the day. Just bringing it up on camera. Which is this one. And just so you guys know, how big artist editions are. They're 11 by 17, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that book. I didn't get that one.
Oh, my.
It is enormous.
So what is in that X-Men XXL?
It is just extremely oversized comics.
Wow.
Basically.
Holy cow.
I mean, it's nothing like super special. There's no. I'm just opening up random pages.
Yeah,
it's really big. It's just really big. So
king-sized X-Men.
Yeah,
dude,
Holy cow, dude.
They had a Kirby book at my local comic shop that was like that size, and I was like, But dude, I would need to get like a painter's easel or something to put it on.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the stuff that if we had this stuff or seen this stuff when we were kids, how much would that have helped us with our whole like people understanding how to draw, what kind of nibs they used. It's crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That we have I was looking at Todd's stuff and I was like, that's a Hunt mapping point 102 that you use there. How the hell did you get that line? Like you can just see all that stuff, and it's crazy. You'd hear about it, but you could never imagine looking at the books what was involved. I mean, that's some sick stuff.
Yeah, being able to get high res imagery back in the day was tough to dig up because it just wasn't out there. I remember scouring the internet on like how to draw comic stuff back in the late 90s, and there was like Scott McDaniel had his website, which I think he still does.
Yeah.
There was a website I went to called Dreamflux, and it was about how to draw comics. And then there were the Pencil Jack forums, and there was another couple of other websites I would go to. I don't remember what they were called, but they had all these interviews from what did they call those?
Was it a podcast sidebar?
No. This was before podcasts. But there was a website back in the late 90s. It was like, I guess you would call it like a link in bio site now. But back then it would somebody that just put all of these links together about, this was this article that, so-and-so about how they draw feet. And this is what Frank Miller said about how to draw faster. And it's about, I don't remember what it was called, but man, that it's still rolling around in the memory banks up there somewhere, but I can't access it.
Well, that's the best you could get at that point, right? Was hearing people talk about it. You didn't see YouTube videos of everybody painting and drawing. I mean, that's a whole different game.
There were no videos. It was like 20 minutes to download an animated GIF.
Yep. It's completely insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's, you think about people who are watching, artists work like us, and they're getting to kind of see what the process is and how long it takes. And a lot of people, it was interesting. I remember talking to students about it, and they were saying that, which I thought was so weird. They were like going, it can be kind of disheartening to see some of these people working, and you realize how fast and how good they are. And I'm like, we would have killed for that. Pencil Jack, no comment, says John. I don't know. It happens. Takes us to the Wayback Machine.
I found it.
I mean, we had those comic book greats videos where you'd see 5 seconds of Todd McFarlane drawing, and you'd be like, I've got it. I know his secret. Jim Lee. Speaking
of Wayback Machine, that's where I'm at right now, looking at that website.
Oh, no kidding. Pencil Jack?
Dreamflux. No,
Dreamflux.
Pencil Jack's still going. This Dreamflux website, I used to think, man, this guy's amazing. Yeah. And he never went. He never really did. I mean, he did. He just never went into comics, as far as I know. His name was, what was his name? I'll share my screen here in a minute when I find a good page. Read the guest book, sign the guest book. Remember guest books?
Oh my gosh, man.
Tony Moy was his name. Tony Moy.
Tony Moy. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me see what we got here, man. Hold on. When you share it, let me know.
I'm trying to find a good spot for a good snapshot of it.
Yeah, man.
Capture. That's what they call it. Capture.
Oh, right on. That's what the kids are calling it these days.
That's what they call it. Wayback Machine.
Yeah, I mean, to be at the point that most of us are at right now, you have to have gone through so many phases of different research and where you see stuff. All right, John, we'll see you in a sec, man. Let's see. I have a friend who draws the ladies and has no desire to do comics, maybe manga, but he loves drawing the ladies. Guys, this is the crazy thing about what we do. A lot of people who could draw a comic page or 5 or 6 never go into comics because of the rigor that's involved in this. It's a weird field.
That artist I was talking to, he was like, you're there, man. He said a lot of guys, they'll get like 75% of the way there and they'll give up.
That's right.
He said a lot of people, he's you get a lot of portfolio reviews from people over the years, and you see, and he's like, a lot of guys, they'll get 75 and then that's it. They give up. Yep. And if they had just stuck with it, they'd be doing some great stuff. So this is a site from 2000. This is a capture from 2002, maybe 99. I forget. What's it say? Okay. 2002. Okay. So it's really small because it was made for, 800 by 600 resolution, and I'm on a 4K monitor. Lord. So I'll try and zoom in. But this was one of the websites that I poured over because of his tips section about how to be a better comic book artist. And it was like how to sketch, the head heights, and I should print all this stuff out and give it to my son. Be like, this is where I learned, so this is where you're going to learn.
Yeah. So for all of our people in the chat who've been talking about when we were talking about Blender Guru, which I know Eric knows, I want you to imagine learning from Blender Guru versus learning from this. You're not seeing the figure being drawn. You're seeing a still image, and it's like we put it all together.
And walls of text.
Yep. Ooh, yeah, I do hate that, Timmy Mello. Yeah, walls of text, absolutely. Doesn't make any sense either, considering how easy art is. You're right, Stephen Rockwood.
That's a good point. Your time lapses. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
So, man, this takes me back. I haven't seen this stuff since I was in high school. Wow.
It's important stuff, dude.
It is. This is the foundation of me making me want to do what I do.
Yep. People don't get that, man.
Memory lane,
I've bought some old books for that reason, because it's like heritage, man.
All mine were like stuff like was it How to Draw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
there you go.
The other ones, there was a bunch of books by I can't remember the guy's name. There's a guy that did comics. He did a bunch of books like How to Be a Ninja, and like a bunch of stuff.
What?
And he had a bunch of like kind of like indie comics he did, and he had some like how to draw comics stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
I never learned how to be a ninja. I think that's probably one of my great failings, man.
Dude, the art was awesome in them. It was kind of like G.I. Joe style looking like art.
Yeah.
Cool though.
Here's the
I think there was only 2 volumes of it.
When time permits, hold on a second. I'm also learning Unreal Engine. Boy, that's something to learn right there. Yeah, Blender is awesome.
Yeah, Sean, I'd be half the artist you were if I didn't draw so many big boobs.
Well, listen, man. It's how do I word this? The greatest myth, I think, in art and selling comics is that one can get a career just drawing babes. It's about like saying the easiest way to make money on the internet is just like be a babe and go online. It's like no, it's just as difficult because
J. Scott Campbell's living pretty good that way right now.
Yeah, so is Adam Hughes, and how many of those are there?
Yeah. You know? Well, I don't know exactly what Adam's doing now 100%, but like he's out of comics. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I mean, shoot, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he hasn't done anything in so long. It makes sense. Yeah.
He's semi-retired from comics now, and he's an in-house artist at like Disney, I guess.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, he's probably teaching
something in production or something. I don't know. Yeah, maybe he is teaching. Maybe he's doing like something with the artists there. But I found that out. I was a part of his Patreon thing, and they're like, we're probably not going to be doing much of this soon.
Yeah, he is no longer producing comics.
Studios, he was so nice, dude. He taught me a lot. Go, Eric. Go.
No longer producing comics full time. He's now a character design and concept art for Marvel Studios Animation.
There it is.
There you go. Yeah, that's how you lose people. You know, Boob Dan is the Bob Ross.
They go where the money is.
Yeah. Guys, everybody's going to be doing that. I mean, this is the thing about it.
Give me some fat checks and I'll draw some trans Marvel characters. Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
There you go.
Tell me where to sign my soul away to the mouse.
Oh man, I will say this though: if you've worked in mainstream comics and that's where your career is, I mean, that's essentially where your career has gone.
Yeah.
You know, is into that field. That's why. I just, for me, that's one of the things I love about creating your own stuff. It's because, you know, you've got it, you own it, you make it happen. Like if people want Nosfero, if they want these books, they know where they have to go. And I don't have to fool around with, you know, getting it approved by, you know, anybody. Like the story I'm doing right now. Oh man, it's like, I look at these pages and I go, I could never do this with an art director. It's not possible. I don't like cheesecake. It's too cheesy. I hear you. That's fine. I like cheesecake. But you know, it is what it is. Pie cheesecake. I see what you're saying.
As long as there's cheesecake fans out there, I'm sure I'll be selling books, I guess.
That's right, man. Yeah, just ask Dave Stevens. He's selling books from beyond the grave, man.
Dude,
that guy,
I freaking knew Dave back in the day.
I've only met him once, and he was terrific.
I spent a lot of time with that dude. Yeah, he was super. I was fucking heartbroken when he passed. I was just like, shit.
I took a knee for that, man. I felt like I've been punched in the stomach, man, when I heard he had passed. Like, he was a legend, and still is, for heaven's sake, man. Rocketeer, hell, man. But yeah, I have every Dave Stevens thing that was ever for sale that I could get my hands on in that bookshelf. Everything.
I got to spend a afternoon evening with Rick Baker because of him one time.
Dude, now that's a legend.
Pretty awesome. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how I look at it, it was right around the time that Congo was coming out, and he was promoting Congo.
Yeah.
And everybody was kind of like a little, oh. But it was still kind of cool. And then I saw Rick Baker years later, and you remember.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I don't think there's a bad scenario under which to meet Rick Baker, so I'm just gonna.
There isn't. I mean, it was cool conversations. It was just like he wasn't really on a high because he knew like it was not coming out right or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. It was like a shame.
Yeah, they were dealing with a lot of horse shit, man. But it's like that's why so many of those cats, you know, are retired professionally. And I think going back to comics.
Well, he was like super disheartened because like he kept running into that type of shit like over and over again.
Yep.
And the last thing I think that he worked on from what I saw that he was kind of happy with. Well, not the Wolfman. I think the last thing he worked on was Maleficent.
Really?
Yeah, he did all he created the look for Maleficent. He did all her makeup. And there was like I don't know if it's a video interview or if it was like a thing I read. I can't remember which, but he was talking about how she specifically wanted him to do the makeup because she loved stuff that he'd done. And so she came down with her kids or whatever to his makeup studio, and like he was like showing her stuff, and like they kind of like between the two of them they figured out like what the makeup should be. But he was more or less like on target with what she wanted, and she was like real happy with it. And so and that's part of the reason why I like those movies a little bit, I think, because like, I knew there was a little touch of him in there.
I think that go ahead, Eric.
His Instagram is legit.
Insane.
Yeah,
I'm sharing it right now.
Oh yeah, guys, just to quote Doc Holliday in Tombstone, "Cover your ears, darling."
He still got it. I mean,
oh yeah,
he still got
it. He should just do like some sort of personal project of some sort, like kind of like.
I think he's just doing like books and stuff.
Right, but I think he should like try and make a little like short film or something. Like I'm sure Guillermo del Toro would like foot the bill for it. Like, cause like, what's his name? Is it Phil Tippett? He did that Mad God like thing where the stop motion. And I bet Rick would just make a crazy ass like Nightbreed type monster film or something.
Yeah. I mean, guys, this is the thing about this too, is that if you haven't seen it on his Instagram, he has this Phantom of the Opera little puppet that he made. And it's like he operates it like a little, marionette sort of thing, but it's just like a basic rod puppet. And you see it and it's small. And I was like going, is this an animatronic for the Universal Monsters Land they're doing or something? Like, I couldn't believe how small this thing is. If you scroll down, it's like, you'll know when you see it because it's like a little video, and there it is, the Phantom of the Opera, that purple one in the middle you just saw there. I think it plays. Hit play on that, and I tell you guys, what on earth?
See, that's what I'm saying, man. How cool is that?
This is some sick stuff. Let's see if the next one moves, because he does one where he's up. Oh, wow! And
that's so freaking
it is.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe it's this one. Is it this one? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
What? I thought it was an animatronic for a theme park ride. This thing is a freaking doll, Eric.
That's incredible.
Get on it,
This is what I'm saying. I would watch this. Like if he made like a film or something. I mean,
come on.
Yeah. Imagine if he made like a famous monsters like Universal like thing or whatever, and had like a bunch of werewolves transforming and like.
Someone's asking, awesome one saying, is that full size? Eric, see if you can find the making of it. Like there's one like back, I think it's probably back a ways. Yeah,
look at the top commenter. Yeah, you are such an asshole. Oh,
yep, yeah.
You are such an inspiration to me.
You're getting back in the saddle, baby.
Every single day, something you created inspires me. Thank you, sir. Did you leave that on? You didn't. You never left that on my Instagram.
Yeah, I did, but you deleted it for being too positive. Shitbird Malicious says, "Hail Shoth, hail chat." Yeah, guys, look at the scale we're dealing with. It ain't tiny, but it ain't big.
Yeah, because there's a pair of pliers down there, so there's your scale.
It, like half scale or a third scale?
Imagine a monster. Imagine a monster dark ride. All like
they're making it right now.
Oh my god! Like how
in
cool
Universal, they're doing it. Like it's the footings.
I know
the facade is going up.
But if Rick Baker did it, like with his like,
they better call him.
His stuff, it would be so cool. But they're making one at Universal.
Man. Yeah, they're making Universal's Epic Universe. They're building is going to have an entire Universal Classic Monsters Land, and it's.
But I don't think it's. I think the thing I saw was a lot of it's all like going to be like virtual with like
TV dude and stuff. No.
No.
You gotta look at these people. They're called Theme Park Stop, and they get the actual building permits.
That would be awesome.
And things like that. And Universal's going all in on this stuff. They've got Nintendo Land is going to be there, and they've got that. It's going to be awesome.
Check it out. I look like Zombie from Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse.
We all look like
Mecha high, ho.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, and his family and him do the best Halloween shit you'll ever see, man.
Yeah, they better.
Holy shit!
That's right, dude. There's that. My favorite werewolf he ever did was the Anthony Hopkins one because it was inspired by Curse of the Werewolf. And I thought Anthony Hopkins' blue eyes in that, man. Look at that.
I love the unrated version of that werewolf movie. I think it's pretty good.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference was between that and the theatrical, but I remember seeing the theatrical and feeling like kind of like, what was this? But then I got the unrated one later, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, let me see if I can. I don't want to get struck, but I'm gonna see while you're showing that if I can look up the that Universal.
The other thing that's cool is, did you see all the stuff that he made for the Haunted Mansion that they didn't use?
Oh, dude, I don't want to think about that. That makes me sad in my heart.
Oh my god, dude, he did so much cool stuff for that, and like they just like they turned it into a cartoon instead. It's crazy,
dude. All right, let me mute this, and then I'm gonna share this. One sec, guys. All that shit's amazing, Eric. That's all there is to it. So let me do. Let's see here. Present. God Almighty, my brain's moving at the speed of stop, guys. Brace yourselves for this because this is absolutely absurd here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this so you can see it better. So these people get the building permits because they take it real seriously. And let's see here. Not this one. This one.
This one I'm showing.
So take a look at this, guys. This is the facade for the castle type thing they're going to do. And they already know, like, this is the dark ride is behind it, and this is what it's going to be based off of. A historic castle.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And they're going like full. So there's the entrance. You can see the tower in the middle. But I want you guys to take a look. You can see the school
They're
bus.
They're busing kids in to work on that thing too. Look at that.
And they're going to have the windmill is going to be there, life-sized. And this stuff right here, guys. This is going to be in Florida, in Orlando. Their new park.
Murdering me. I'm never going to Florida ever again.
This is possible coaster footprint. There's that old theatrical plan. And then here is let's zoom out on this thing. They show a much further out view. I can find it.
I want
right
to
here.
go to this
shows-
ride so bad. I don't think it's ever going to
Yeah.
happen.
It's going to be a dark ride that's going to have, they're going to have like one of those swivel arms and things like that. But this is, let me see if I can
Sounds
find
like my wedding night.
Right on. Oh,
Mr.
man.
Swivel Arm.
Oh, there it is. That right there is the zoom out.
All
so
thumbs.
the ride is going to be inside of that space. And so you come into the castle, but the ride's going to be way bigger.
Oh, the ride's going to be in that big square building back there?
It's like the Haunted Mansion, basically. That's what they're doing.
Oh,
So
okay.
They have so much money tied up now in Halloween. What they want to do is they want to try to make, because they have their Hollywood Horror Nights. What's up, Courtney? It's good to see you. How you doing? They want to do something to where it's where they're competing with them because they have this big Halloween thing. So they're going to build a freaking land which is it took them this long to get to it. It's been on the books is something they've wanted to do forever because it's a property they own that's utterly iconic, man. And it's like, make it happen.
It's really great. It seems kind of silly that it's taken, 100 years.
Shant, have you heard of Famous Monsters of Filmland, right?
Never in my life. What is this Basil Gogos covered thing you speak of?
Well,
yes, I have.
I'm associated with the new owners of the magazine.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've been asking me about getting some stuff, overseeing some stuff.
Nice, dude. Congratulations, man.
So
I love that magazine, man. Are you kidding? That's the yeah.
Yeah, they're planning on doing the magazine again. They're gonna do comics, all kinds of stuff.
Oh man.
Let me know if they need a letterer.
Hey,
that's right, man.
I don't know if
I know a guy.
I'm hoping I can maybe be involved in the comics part. I don't know yet. But yeah, we'll see.
If they need any painted shit, holler at your boy.
Dude, they definitely will. I have mentioned you to them already, just so you know.
Oh hell yeah, man! Tell
so
them
they may come a knocking. I mentioned you, and I mentioned this other guy named I think his name is Andre Borelli. I think he's German.
I heard he's a terrible person. I'm just kidding. I don't know that, but I was just trying.
He's a good illustrator. His stuff looks kind of like Frank Frazetta's like hand drawn stuff, like his pencil work.
I already like him more than me. Damn it.
Yeah.
Most of us do.
Why did that have to happen? Why did that have to happen? Yeah, man. This is the thing. There's this myth out there that there aren't any people doing this good stuff anymore, and it's a total lie. They're out there. You just gotta find them.
Yeah.
Good to see you. I mean, it's like Rick Baker still lives and breathes. Throw money at him. Make something happen. Whatever it is, it's going to be great.
I don't think you can throw money at him anymore. He only basically does stuff that he wants to.
Yeah, he's probably living high off those royalties.
He's earned it, man.
Probably.
He's the man.
But, yeah, he fully retired, and last time I talked to him, at least he was fully retired, and he was only doing like anything he was doing now is just literally like hobby shit, like that he just wanted to do for fun.
Well, as long as that Instagram keeps hopping, I'm good. Do whatever he wants, man. He's inspiring me, as I wrote.
He sold off a bunch of his original props that he made.
Yeah.
Probably made a mint doing that too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. The prop house that I want to get to, that I kind of pseudo had an invite at one point to go interview the guys, and I'm gonna see if I can get it again because they were talking about having me write some more articles for like Famous Monsters possibly, but for Mad Monster, which is the other company that's attached to it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go. I interviewed Lance Henriksen, and he told me, he's like, you gotta talk to the two brothers, the guys that that made most of the Aliens and the Predator stuff, like the later stuff.
Yeah.
But they've got an amazing prop house, like full of cool shit.
Yeah, Lance Henriksen, man. We did Vaughn and I did a stream for Waffle Lodge of Horror where we talked about Near Dark, man. Speaking of Lance Henriksen, that's one of my
That's
favorite
what I
films.
interviewed him about. I did a whole interview
man.
about Near
I
Dark.
love that movie.
And it's crazy. Like the interview is kind of embarrassing if you listen to the audio.
Yeah.
Because I was told he only had an hour, right? Like there was an hour, like you're in, you're out. Just don't keep him over. Dude, he just wanted to keep talking, and I kept trying to like wrap it up, and like you can hear me going, well, this has been great, and he's just like, yeah. Someday.
Don't tell me did it have a bad ending,
go
dude?
for it, life.
Did you snap and were you like,
dead,
shut up, Lance, shut your mouth, I'm out of here? No, I'm kidding.
It was just terrible. It was me trying to like go, well, we gotta go, and then Lance Henriksen would like go. He would say something crazy like, yeah, you just gotta go for it in life. Because when you're dead in the box, it's a long time dead. And you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's like,
and he would just like say crazy shit.
Can I quote you?
You gotta go for it. But sometimes when you're dead in the box, like you're gonna be tonight, Dan. Like, did it get dark? I'm worried now.
He did. It got really dark. There was like a bunch of shit he said that was like hardcore like quotes that were really good. The funny thing was like I ran out of Near Dark stuff to ask because I asked everything I could think about, and at least stuff that hadn't been like I hadn't heard about on the commentary or like behind the scenes or like whatever, just something new.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, he was like, yeah, he's like, and I was like, well, I ran out of Near Dark stuff. I was like, how about some aliens? And he's like, yeah, let's do this. And I was like, all right. So I asked him about the I always wanted to know about the pipe scene where he gets sealed in the pipe in Aliens. And I may have told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's great.
Tell it again.
Is I said,
I haven't heard it,
so did he really seal you in a pipe, or was it just like kind of like a set piece that was a couple feet? He's like, nope. Jim sealed me, like welded me into 100 feet of pipe. And he's like, and I had to crawl through it to get out. And they had a little camera like on a little drag wheel thing or whatever. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, that must have been claustrophobic. He's like, yeah, he's all luckily I'm not too claustrophobic, but yeah, it was tight. I was like, holy shit. So they really did. They sealed him in before
me further down the pipe. Wait, what?
Yeah. He had to crawl down like a huge long pipe that they put him inside of.
Yeah. How do you look at Bishop after he says profound stuff like that and go, well, good night? Yeah.
Can you read me a bedtime story, Lance?
Yeah.
Once there was this kid and I killed him. Wait, all right, well, good night, Lance.
Yeah. He had just finished making that it was like an all practical effects creature movie like on a boat that was kind of like The Thing crossed with like The Abyss or something like that. It was like weird. It was like oceanic like aliens.
If I was you, I'd have gotten fired for that, man. If I was interviewing him, I'd be like, I know we're supposed to talk about Near Dark, but can we talk about Hard Target?
The weirder one was I interviewed Tim Thomerson. He got me Tim Thomerson's personal phone number.
Yeah.
And I interviewed Tim Thomerson for Near Dark as well. And
Nice.
Tim was weirder because I had to call a weird call number.
Uh-oh.
And then Tim would have to call me back after he saw that I'd left a message. And I guess Tim Thomerson was living out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the desert or something like that, and there was no phone line.
Wow.
And so yeah, he was like had to commute to go to a place to call me.
Dang.
But that was a pretty good interview too. Not as long though. He didn't have a lot to say. He's like, hey, that's about all I know about that. It's like, oh, okay. Your time. Thank you for your time, Transfer Cop.
That's right. Oh man.
Yeah, my Mad Monster days, man. I got to hang out with a lot of horror people. It's really cool.
Yeah, man. It sounds like you've been around and seen a lot of stuff, dude.
I have. I have. I should. I don't know. Some days I think about it and I go, I guess I've lived a pretty good life. Like, lots of interesting roads have been traveled.
Right on, man.
So, yeah, like, I don't know. It's like weird. I don't know. It's just weird. Like for me, it's the thing that's weird about it was I did it for a long time, and when you're doing that convention thing and like when you're dealing with all the celebrity people, you're like they become less like celebrities and just like people that are working. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not. It not that it loses its luster or anything, but like you get more used to them as like people. Like I worked with Doug Bradley a bit when we were doing we had him at shows, and we got him to do the Pinhead makeup again, which he hadn't done in years. And we did a whole like photo op thing where he would dress as Pinhead, and people would go into this black box thing, and like we would make it so the walls would open like Venetian blinds and stuff, and he would come out and like there would be a little Hellraiser box that would open up and light would come out of it, and they would take your photo with Doug in the makeup and everything.
Dang.
So yeah,
that's rad.
It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
He was doing it all day, and he couldn't eat. He didn't want to eat because he was in the makeup. So at the end of the day, I went out and like made sure I got food for him because we were shooting in Arizona. The convention was in Arizona, and everything was closed by the time his photo op thing was done. So I had to like find a place that had a cheeseburger or something for him, and we brought it up to his room and hung out with him for a little bit while he ate his burger.
I like picturing that right now.
Yeah,
Pinhead getting down on that burger.
Well, he didn't have the makeup on anymore. He was just
you should have got him some Cinnabites.
Cinnabites, yeah. Cinnabites from the Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other person that I can think of that, like, there was lots of people that I had good times with, but I had many a dinner with Sid Haig was always fun.
Uh-huh.
Before he passed away.
That sounded
and then
ominous.
the tall man from Phantasm
before he met Lance Hendrickson.
Before I had to let him go. Wait, what the hell?
Did you ever see Phantasm?
Yes.
The one with the ball. So we were really good friends with Angus Scrim, and we were shooting an interview with him in a room because we were going to have these video things at the convention playing on the walls. And so my buddy and him and his wife used to take him out for dim sum and Chinese dinner all the time. Yeah. And so they were good friends with him. So my buddy's like, go over and pick up Angus at his house and then bring him down here to the thing or whatever. So I go over and I pick Angus up. I get him in my Jeep Cherokee. And we drive out there, and he's like, do you think we could stop and get a Coca-Cola? And I was like, yeah, sure. So, and to this day, I wish I had taken a photo of this, like on the slide with my phone. I took Angus Scrim through the Carl's Jr. drive-through and got him a Coke.
That is how it goes.
It was the weirdest. Like, I was like, what the hell? Like.
Thing about like, Dan, is like sometimes the stories you tell me seem original, but everybody tells me that story. They have the same experiences you do.
It's so weird. But he told me he's like yeah, it's like every time I do an interview or something, he's like, I like to have a Coca-Cola. Gives me a little boost of the caffeine, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Let me tell you something, guys. Like I actually just
got
looked up at another window where there's an open McDonald's. You guys don't even understand. Like, I'm like a crackhead right now. I'm like, I need some McDonald's.
I can't be around this cheeseburger talk. I can't do it.
Oh my God.
It's rough, man.
It's too late. I'm too old to eat this late.
Oh my God. This is the only time I eat. 4 a.m., 3 in the morning.
Oh man.
I'm eating out of gas stations, man.
Eating out of gas tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Joe Bob, on Phantasm too. Sacrilege.
I totally forgot about Angus Scrim. That was pretty awesome.
All right.
There you go.
It is time for me to meet that great big Lance Hendrickson in the sky.
Oh.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, great seeing you, Eric. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, brother.
Nice seeing you again.
Good to see you, Dan. Your book will be there tomorrow, according to the post office. So,
dude, I'm excited. I will.
You're the man.
Maybe I'll make a little. I haven't. I need to be. Even Sean says I need to make more videos, so maybe I'll do a little video about getting it. About
that'd be
You
cool.
got to.
I would love to hear what you
getting
think.
in on it late and being happy about it.
Hopefully, you will.
I've got the book.
That's what I mean to say. It's going to be the best book you've ever read.
Eric.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I
just to
even
recap
ordered-
real quick.
I specifically
Before he goes,
ordered
I
the
just want to tell
Battle
this story.
Damage
Eric
order.
went to a convention, and this person that he showed his work to back in the day saw his work and said it was the greatest artwork he's ever seen on the entire planet. Just to wrap that up real quick. Go ahead. Sorry, Dan.
Entire planet.
The entire planet. Well, it is good. I've seen the artwork, so
Damn right.
Thank you.
haven't
Yeah, let
read
me
it
know what you
yet.
think. DMs
I will.
always open. Always
Yes.
open. But I'm going to go turn into a pumpkin now. So thanks for
Go do it,
hanging
brother.
out.
sweet.
And
Thanks for
we'll
being
catch
on here,
y'all
brother.
on the flippity dip later.
All right.
Take care, boss. All righty, man. Oh, goodness gracious. So what's been going on with you, Dan? How things going?
Just I'm finally getting through gray toning the last couple pages of Goblin Girl, which I was kind of sitting on because I knew that Billy just had a huge thing of color pages that he was still fighting through.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got time to finish this, and I'm like, nah, I gotta get this, at least the grayscale book. I want to have it all wrapped up before the end of the year so that it's ready to go to print. And because everything else more or less is, I just got to do some layout stuff for some trading cards, which I think Matt's probably going to handle because he's my typist, my typeset guy now. But and he's also helped me with the lettering on the book. So, but I still got to write the words. But yeah, so I was finishing up the last few pages of grayscale. I did the I was kind of stuck because I had a page. There was like one page in the book that I felt like everybody that saw it was like, no, it's good. But I looked at it and I was like, man, this is just not as good as the rest. Like, it's just weak. And so I had to redo it, and I redid it, and it looked way better. And once I got through that hurdle, I started munching through the rest of the pages.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to pop out.
Take care, man.
I might be right back. Give me a second. I think they might be calling me for lunch. So hold on.
Hey, listen, man. Go and have a good evening too, dude. It's like
no. I'll be right back. I'm just sitting here at work, man. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool, man. Dan will be back shortly. I always feel bad when I pull people away from their lives, except for you guys, So Dan will be back. That is the promise. Let me see. For real, 8, my gripe was I wanted more. Well said. Yeah, sometimes that's how it's got to be. Yeah, man. The moon sets. Yeah, dude. Now I'm thinking about burgers, man. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? But burgers are a good thing. That's just how it is. So, yeah, Stephen Rockwood, wherever you are in this world, John, I'm delivering the blood. That's how it is. Yeah, lives. What are those? Yeah, I don't do lives. I do work. That's right. While they sleep, we work. Battle Brick Road was well worth the wait. The legacy of Oz is in good hands. Amen, Arrogant Ape. Yeah, Eric is one of those guys, right, who goes back to the early days of CG, right? I mean, that's it. He's lettering books, and he's making stuff happen. And the thing about it is he's such an amazing artist in his own right. He does great work. And I will tell you, the work involved in the channels and the promotion and all the stuff we do, which is why, the mail-in method involves working your tail off and making videos and then doing your work too on top of it. It's like it does wear you down. And I think after something where you deal with printers for so long and then all the shipping, it is a lot, man. It is a lot. Yeah, dude's lettering on Star Circuit, put him in God tier. Yeah. You're absolutely right. And the other thing about it is that, you see this guy, he's like working with Eric July. It's Eric's reputation is well deserved and earned through his discipline. And every time you see people in CG, it's like I've shipped 2 Indiegogo books with my art books. I've been just, putting the time in with this stuff, just like all of you guys are. doing videos for Ethan and all that stuff that I was doing and still am, whenever something comes up. That's the stuff that's important to do. It's important to just, make sure you're always, doing your best, but it also comes from, all of all of the stuff I've built from just putting my artwork out there and seeing people respond to it. But things have got to get done. Things have got to get painted. Streams have got to get made because, regardless of, and I think Anna said this in the comment section on a stream of mine once, where it's like, regardless of what else is going on, people, you've got to stream. You've got to do stuff on your channel. You got to be streaming and sending links out there to promote your stuff, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you're too dependent on, or even dependent at all on, other people's streams, because it's hard work to get comfortable streaming and building an audience. Every single one of us, Michael Bancroft and I, were looking at our early videos on YouTube. Those things are painful, man. But it is what it is. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And I, it's great if you've got, if your spouse and, people around you understand, how much work it takes. And I'm fortunate. Mrs. Njetti is a good people, and she understands this work. Like, sometimes I say to her, I'm like, babe, what do you make of all this stuff that I'm doing? Like, what do you think about this? And she's like, I understand. I mean, she was with me watching those early Ethan streams, and even those streams, Fandom Menace streams about Star Wars, where I was like, hey, man, and screaming at the TV, man. You've got to roll with people who understand, why you're passionate about this stuff. Like, if you look at a panel like this, right, that starts out as a rough layout like this right here. I knew what this page was going to be when I did this layout. Like, I knew how I was going to put this thing together, but you never know when you bring it from sketch. Oh, guess I'm going to have to let everyone down. Got to rescue some. Oh, okay, listen, take care, Dan. I just saw that. I'll try to pop in. If not, thanks for having me. Of course, brother. No worries, man. Always. Take care of your stuff. I'll see you again soon. You've been on my stream before, and it'll happen again. It's the way it is. It's just here. My early videos suck. Yeah, mine do. Harry B, true. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, ride or die. Guys, this is the thing about it. When I'm putting this stuff together and I'm working on character stuff, it's just like, make it happen, make it happen. Drink if you've got caffeine, folks. So, when I was working on this stuff, I'm thinking, this was my ambition for this book, right? I want to do a comic book that's like Alphonse Mucha. Hold on, I got to blow my nose, guys. My nose is all messed up. Hang on. I do not know what the hell I'm allergic to, man, but there is something going on. This guy came and changed the oil filter in our furnace, and I was down there because I was shooting the shit with him, because I talk to people who come by my house because I'm an idiot. I'm from the South. I'm like, hey, what's up? And gave him some art, because, again, imagine coming to my house. It's ridiculous. But it's basically like what you see here, except for if anybody shows up at my house I don't know, I'm like, get off my property. No. It's like, get the fuck out of here. But this is the thing about it, it's whenever you're working and you're doing this kind of stuff, the thing for me is that I like to talk to people, I like to interact with them, and whatever the frick we were cleaning out of that thing, man, or he was cleaning out of that thing, I was just watching and talking to him, man, it freaking got in my nose, put me in a state. But no, I mean, we talk about the Comicsgate method, we talk about the mail-in method and all that stuff. Guys, this is a weird little window we're in where we can get our stuff out there and do this. Yeah, honk indeed. That's what it felt like. I felt like my ear just broke when I did that. Caffeine, Nectar of the Vampires. Gave him some art. Dude, if you need some gutters cleaned, I'll fly over. Thanks, Arrogant, man. Yeah, what it was I don't know, man. I'm just that way. You guys know how it is. It's like, I love this stuff. I eat, sleep, and breathe it, and I'm just always trying to give people the best experience I possibly can give. And at the same time, that the biggest people that applies to is my family too. I mean, it's like why my artwork costs what it does. But I just gave him like a dinged copy of an art book, because it was like, I was like, he was telling me about Oh man, like how he loves like motorcycle art and like car detailing stuff, and he's into all that fantasy stuff. And it's like I look at it, it's like this guy's career. He's been working, doing all kinds of different stuff. He's got kids in their 40s. Can you tell I talk to everybody who comes to my house, by the way? Note to future Sean. Yeah, clear out when the air filter is being serviced. Yeah. Right, Ape. I'm on my way with a mower. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, right? It's like the last guy who came out to my house to do the filter, which was last year, was telling me about his daughter was about to break the record at her college for the most goals, scored, during college career. It's like you get to know the people who come by your house and do this work, and particularly people like my plumber, who I've known since before my kids were born. It's like I don't understand the whole not giving a shit, about people. It's just I've never fully understood it, It's like I'm an introvert, but if someone's coming to my house to do work, I gotta say hello. It just doesn't seem right, man. But you guys know how I am. It's like fucking madness. I mean, my wife always jokes about it. She likes it because it's like, this, people come by, man. People come by to work on your house, and you should say hi. It is what it is. Let's see here. Laugh out loud, Ace made. I've got an older butler outfit I can squeeze into. Let's earn some art, dude. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to make sure you guys feel like you got something special when this book comes. I can tell you that much. Guys, the pitch for this book was, I want to make it. I mean, it sounds insane now, like, but it was a leap of faith. I'm like, I'm going to make a painted comic book, but in my head, the thing I was thinking is, I'm going to make this thing feel like classic illustration, and it's going to be like a Frazetta, Alphonse Mucha, creepy, eerie, Warren Publishing / EC Comics, awesome fest, for lack of a better way of putting it. And it's going to be sexy. It's going to have action. It's going to be high fantasy and all that other stuff. And so to get to a panel like this, where this dude is being taken down, like, let's talk about what all the shit going on in this page, man. Let's talk about all of this stuff. I mean, are you guys feeling it, man? Can you guys see what this is about? I mean, this is, there we go. I'm trying to get that flicker to be a little less, but this is what this comic is about, guys. It's action. It's like, if people see this, they're like, I don't want to back that. I'm like going, cool, I understand, but you crazy. Because we're making stuff, man. We're making some great shit here, And it's like, I've got a lot of work to do, or at least I had a lot of work ahead of me to do when I started this project, but I knew I wasn't going to stop until it was everything that it needed to be. And so that is what we do here. While they sleep, we work, guys. 2:14 in the morning, and it's like, fuck it, let's go. Let us go. Let's do this stuff. We did not get into this to make a quick buck. We got into this to build some things we owned and some stuff that we had equity in. And that's really what it comes down to, which is to say, you want to create characters and things that you own and that are going to be stuff that, what the Image Comics guys, did, what their stuff was about. Make stuff you own, make stuff that you're interested in, make stuff you're motivated to make, and make the comics and the artwork of your life. That's what Comicsgate is to me. I mean, it's kind of funny because I was not a part of the Comicsgate, your boy Zach and Captain Cummings and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that was not the stuff I was into. That's when I was in my Fandom Menace, world. But it was the same thing. It was about people telling fans to fuck off and, not being and telling their fans you're bigots and you're stupid and get out of here. It was the same thing from a different angle. My love of comics was completely separated from that. Like, I didn't even know who Ethan was when I was watching some of those early streams. I knew he was a DC comic artist, but I didn't read DC Comics. So I got into his stuff with Cyberfrog. But it really is true. This is a place where we can actually make the stuff we want to see, guys. We can make the stuff we want to see. Hey, what is up, Rob? Rob, you want to come in here and say hey? Or are you swamped? Let me know. Rob. We love Rob, man. Hell yeah. Rob's the shit. Rob, let me know if you want to come in here, man. Does Rob even draw that stuff? Rob draws everything. Rob's everywhere. But Rob, you don't have to come in here, man, if you're like doing work. I know how it is. You know? But because you got family and sometimes it's dinner time. I get confused what time it is in Australia. I'll be like, you want to come in here? And people are either like, it's 5 a.m. or whatever. Good thinking, 2 birds and such. Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's what it is. Actually, what am I saying? I got to do the mail-in method. I'm just going to send Rob the link. Right? Is that what we're supposed to do? Mail-in? Send people the link. There you go. Oh, my God. Rob cracks me up, man. There it is. It's sent. Fucking, there it is. There we go. Got a lot of work to do, man, to get this stuff where it needs to be. But it's like, man, we just got to make better. I mean, it's not hard to make better stuff than the mainstream because you can't fall out of the basement. Shanth, where is the lady with the big bazonka donkas? Like, which one? Mail-in method, send the link. What will be exactly right. I mean, yes, Shanth, yeah. Give me some crippling depression and more cheeseburger talk, and I'm in a SummerSlam job and stuff. Yeah, shoot, send me links. Jake Labor's like, let's do it. Oh my Lord, man, you guys are too freaking funny. Oh Lord, let's see here. By the way, Shanth, the back and cover is bananas. Thank you so much, man. I got to box that up and get that sent. He is an absolute. He's an absolute legend, man. That guy is cool, and I'm really glad to see that cover selling well because that is what I did that cover for. And I'm going to be playing his trailer at the start of my streams, and I'm going to be showing that trailer at the start of my streams, and I'm going to have him on at some point because we talked about that, and I think that what do you call it? I think that is a book that I want to see people getting into. You know, and supporting because he's really trying to craft something with his artwork that's beautiful. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just some cool shit. Let me see here. Trying to get the flesh tone on the shoulder right. Hang on. But yeah, when I did the layout for this, the thing I was thinking about was again, is this going to be a great, comic page? I obviously think about in terms of the story. But then I want these things, I want it to be possible for these things to be prints. I want it to be possible. Like if people have a favorite page, I want it to be able to be something they can get a print of. And I think that is ultimately, what, makes for me this book so fun is it's not going to be like, in terms of panel borders, it's not going to be like any other book you've seen. Listen, man, they're not going to be that covered. I mean, chill. Jeremy loves the world he's made genuinely awesome. Yeah, he does. He's a cool dude, man. It's like when he contacted me about that, I didn't know him. He just sort of reached out to me, but I had seen some images of his work, and it's the same thing. Like, it's like people are going to spend X amount of money on a cover. I want to give them something that's beautiful, and yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. We're there to sell books. And it was the same thing. Like, think about this. Stepping into the Cyberfrog trading card art, man. It's like you want people to get that card in the mail and just be like, yes, I'm so glad I'm a Patreon member. I forget what that card was tied to. But you want people to get that card in the mail and just be excited, man. You want them to be amped for it. That's all it is. Let's see here. Hold on. My glasses just slipped. Let's see here. Yeah, Jeremy loves the world he's made genuinely. 1:22 a.m. Is it 1:22 there? It's 2:22 here. We just keep going. While they sleep, we work. Here we go. Now I'm just going to glaze in some warms because I want to rebuild the values a little bit right there. And this is the thing for me when I'm doing this work, is my attitude about doing this work is, you can paint the anatomy correctly on something, or you can paint it, solid at the very least. And then when you go and you add something on top of it, like fabric or whatever, you have to screw with it a little bit to get a good composition or to get the what you're after with it. And there's just a particular thing I'm looking for. Like the correct painting is in there somewhere. And it'll just be refined as I paint it and I move the brush around. And that's kind of, I mean, that's really what we're after. Do you know what I mean? Is Courtney in here? God, I'm like missing the chat. Hi, Courtney. All right. Well, hi, Courtney, if you're in here. Courtney is driving and listening. Let's say hello to Courtney. Exactly. Hi, Courtney. Drive carefully. Drive carefully, Courtney. Please do. I can't have anybody getting into a situation, you know, while watching my channel. I want that to be, I want everybody to get home safe and get where they're going. That is what it's all about. I gotta crack my back, man. I tell you what. Our kid is like, you know, now how tall is he? He's over 6 feet now. So I was saying to him the other day, I was like, you know, if you're built like me and you're strong, you know, compact and strong as we are. Back when I was compact as opposed to just fat. I was like, you got to be able to lift up your old man and crack his back because I freaking need it, man. I'm like absolutely nuts. Courtney, get out of the car before you go to sleep. Amen. Yes, indeed. I didn't stumble onto Boob Dan's links. I absolutely crashed on it. Yeah, that's right. SDA saying 11:20, man. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, I was on 80s Maid's channel, as 80s Maid knows, last night, and then we were talking after the stream till about like 4 a.m. I was like, man, I gotta get rolling. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna have a late, crazy, fun night. And you know, when I hear Ninja Turtles is being discussed and my boys are hanging out, it has to be done. It has to be done, guys. Let me see here. I will say there are worse paintings to have reference material for. I can tell you that. Than this panel right here. Man, it is raining here, man. Holy cow. Biggest mistake people make when they're painting or coloring flesh tone for that matter is they don't know to make the highlights cool and the shadows warm. And that really will give it much more believability. So I painted in this kind of grayish kind of highlight area right there. And then that allows that to kind of pop. So if I bring that in a little further for your enjoyment, there we go. You can sort of see how that comes together. You know, how we're able to kind of get that sort of intensity to the flesh tone right there. There we go. And there'll be more layers, but I just want to make sure I get just the general rough in of it. But yeah, she's Lascivia is a fun character, and I can't wait till that piece that's going to be in Malin's Visions book gets in there. Let me see here. Can you cool and warm for those of us not in the know? I'm sorry. Can I define what those are? So how do I word it? If you want to cool a color down, assuming you're not using a warm white to mix your stuff in with, you can add a little bit of white and a little bit of blue if the white isn't doing it enough, and it will gray down and take all of the intensity out of a color, right? And so then if you use a pure color in shadow, and it's a warm, pure, so how do I word this? Shit, I didn't do a good job of explaining that at all. Okay, so you can make any color a cool color by making it a little bit more chalky. So if I take a red, add white into it, it's going to cool it down because red is already a very warm color. So what I'll do is I'll cool a red down with a white for the highlights and then really go crazy with the red in the shadows and make sure it's really saturated. And if you mix black into it, which a lot of people do in shadows, it grays it, it cools it down in a weird sense, and you aren't going to get believable flesh tone. So that's the hardest thing for people because people think that because of the sun, they think it's yellow instead of blue. The light comes through our blue atmosphere. They don't understand that that your highlights where the sun's light is reflected are going to be cooler, and then where the light passes through skin or flesh, it's going to come out the other side, and it's going to leave red warms in the shadow. So what people get is they get the first part. They put those highlights in, but they'll kind of have the shadow go bluish gray or dark, and then do the exact opposite. And so that's how you get these kinds of effects right there. Is I've got a bluish white highlight that's going in there, and people think, but skin's not blue, is it? And it's like, no, but it's reflective, and it's reflecting the blue light, which is what most of us are experiencing when we look out into the world. And so, yeah, so that's the trick right there to having like flesh tone that works, is just letting those cool highlights happen and then letting those shadows stay warm. And so that when you zoom out and you see the effect of it, it starts to give it a lot more of a convincing look. And that is what we're after. You know, we're trying to get that to happen. Now, things change when you're doing something that's dead, because you can do the opposite, you know. Always fun time, Turtles and Friends. Yeah, absolutely. Can you cool warm? Cool, got that. Bounce the light off them boobs. You ain't kidding. Hey, that's what we do here. Yeah, man. That is job one, folks. That's why I'm here. Action and sexiness. That is what we try to make here. Shanthan Jetty art. That's what it is. Actually, I would say I will be forever grateful to Phil for sharing that Steranko anecdote where when Steranko said that the secret to pulp is a sense of danger, a sense of mystery, and sexiness. And that is the thesis statement for the work I do. It's that pulp ethos, just making sure that, I've got those elements in there. And I can't overstate just how much we need that in our lives, in our adventure, in our escapism. Escapism is probably one of the most important things that makes, our existence, better. And it's not like you're escaping life. And a lot of times in our fantasy and our escapism, you're kind of learning metaphorically how to deal with life. And I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing we're missing. No, I'm here for the long haul. There you go. Right. Indeed. Reject modernity, embrace pulp. Indeed. Yeah. I could watch Razorfist video, and every now and again I do. There's a couple of people I watch to get psyched up and ready to do shit. Razorfist is one of them. And another one, of course, is Eric July. I love when Eric goes and just looks like, fucking do it. Like, but Razorfist, for my money, Razorfist saying, don't whine about the culture, become the culture. You're not going to get a better line to describe what we're here to do, And I know Razorfist is doing his own books. I'm actually shocked. I like the stuff Razorfist is doing with his books and his covers, but Razorfist should holler at me, man. He absolutely should let me go ham on a pulp cover for him, because I know he loves art and I know he loves that kind of stylistic. I'm sure I'll do a cover for him on one of his books at some point, or something like that. But it just is probably inevitable. But because those things are kind of weird that way, how that stuff works. But I look at his stuff sometimes and I'm like going, dude, let me do something that is let me do a throwback or a variant cover. Because I like the stuff he does. The covers are cool. It's not like there's anything wrong with them, but I just would love to see him get more of that traditional pulp vibe into his stuff. I was actually watching him critique and play a couple of months back, or maybe a year or so back. God, it could be a couple of years. BioShock Infinite, and he was talking about how much that game misrepresents Ayn Rand's writing, and I was like, yep, it sure as fuck does. But a beautiful game, as he talked about it, and you just go, wow, that game holds up. Really nicely made. And that's the shit I see, and I just go, hell yeah, man, let's do that. Like, aesthetically, it's beautiful. I just could do without the, misrepresentation of Ayn Rand, because I get enough of that in academia. Let's see here. Yes, indeed. A's made. Yep, Sean, it's hard to quit. Thanks, guys. Razorfist YouTube channel. Yeah, check it out. Too legit to quit. Indeed. The only problem with Razorfist pulp videos is that it isn't 40 minutes longer. I agree. I actually agree with that. That's why I love his Shadowcast, man. Did you see Razorfist's video about the Koof amnesty? Pitch Perfect. Oh yeah, he's brutal, man. He's a very. I want to crack my back, man. It's driving me nuts. Oh God. Hunched over a drawing desk will do that to you. But yeah, Razorfist understands how to talk about things in a way that is he's incredibly articulate. I know it's the best word you can use to describe it. He's just surgical with his critiques of things, and yeah, he's a special dude, and I'm grateful for him. And he's got a very good encyclopedic memory for things, and you know, that stuff. I gotta say, having a memory is for this kind of stuff is really important. You know, it's just really important stuff. Because, you know, with us as comic fans, we talk about things like canon and stuff like that. That stuff, if it's important to you, but also in order to imagine and to create things in an imaginative sort of fashion, you have to have a working memory of cool stuff that you're pulling from. Frank Frazetta talks about it. You know, it's like novels, books, images, photographs, movie scenes. It's all important. It's all important part of it. We see who we've got here. We've got BioShock is quite good, but literally paying for air privileges underwater. Come on, man. Agreed. Let's see here. Aragonate. Bow. Aragonate. Good to see it. Crack Pack. Bow. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Yeah. You got to, every now and again, bow has to happen, man. Yeah. Bow has to happen. SDA is right, man. I mean, it's like people understand the power, the might of bow. It's like, you must understand it, man. You must. Let's see here. Yeah, John, I knew you'd like that. Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. But you know, it's I think, you know, we all kind of understand on a basic level, those, you know, all of us who are here at Comicsgate, it's like when you get like a book like this, I want you guys, when you guys are posting images and being like, this is what Comicsgate does online, I want people to go, damn, I missed that book. Can I get it? You know what I mean? I need to get that book. Is it going to be offered again? And I want to say, yes, it's going to be offered again. But man, is it going to be much more expensive. That's just how it works. You know, like those of you guys who are early adopters, I mean, freaking hell. Like that was the whole point of this campaign, was to reward the people who were there from the start. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think that stuff is really, really important. And, but yeah, I mean, I want people to see it and go, oh, Comicsgate is getting it done. I didn't know Comicsgate did that kind of stuff, which is kind of ludicrous because Comicsgate has so many different kinds of books in it. If you try to pin Comicsgate down as anything, and boy, gosh, you know that, like that's been it from the beginning. People trying to pin Comicsgate down and say, Comicsgate is a bunch of white. It's like, what? You know, Comicsgate's all a bunch of guys. Like, what? Yeah. Don't even try it, guys. It's embarrassing at this point. You know, it's just embarrassing. Like, I feel like they're accusing us of being what they actually are. Fucking embarrassing. I was playing my wife a clip of Yanzi. Just had this great freaking line. And it's one of my favorite things, I think. I mean, Yanzi says a lot of shit I agree with, and obviously I can, you know, I can totally relate to them, Yanzi and Shane. But she said something that my wife loves, and if Shane, I hope Shane sees this at some point, because I've been meaning to send him a message and just say, dude, my wife freaking loves Yanzi, and she fucking loved this line. Yanzi goes, if you find you can only identify with people who look like you in your entertainment, then maybe you're the problem. And I freaking died, man. You know? Yeah, maybe. CG now. Indeed, man. Yeah, it's going to be funny day when they try to plea amnesty for their coof sanity. Yeah, no shit. I love that you love my stupid humorist. Jay says too. Awesome. Well, I guess I'm playing Cyberpunk. Oh, cool. I'm playing Cyberpunk and listening, man. Yeah, right on. One must avow the bow. Damn right, man. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Yanzi rules. Yeah, Yanzi works her ass off, and Yanzi cares about Comicsgate, man. That's why even though she's not on there a lot, when I was making the Comicsgate Kings intro, I made sure to get Yanzi in there, just like I made sure to get Shelly in there. You know, it's like you gotta stand by your ladies, particularly when they stand by you, and you know you're getting your ass kicked. I mean, did Aaron deserve half of that shit? Any of that shit? No, he did not. That was some country fried bullshit right there, is what that was. It was like ridiculous, man. And neither did Shelly, but Shelly was fighting a good fight. Shelly didn't back down, man. And Yanzi has never backed down. She's schooling fools all fucking day, man. I love it. You know, and I think if we're being real about it, man, which obviously we should be, I mean, Shane is so prolific. He's got so much range in his work. It's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, Comicsgate Wives are the best. Shit, I know that, man. Yeah, accuses of that which you yourself are guilty. Sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before? You got it. You absolutely got it, man. That is the truth. Yeah. I used to play the Cyberpunk OG RPG. No kidding, man. Shit, yeah, Comicsgate Wives the best. Yeah, I'm average, blah, blah. And Shadowrun. Yeah, I love Shadowrun. I've actually got some Ral Parth Shadowrun miniatures from back in the day in my collection upstairs. It's one of my favorite drawings that inspired me as a kid that I used to try to draw and copy was the character sheet art, black and white artwork for the Street Samurai. I've actually tried to find out who the artist was who drew that, but their name isn't credited in the book, just to write them a note and say, hey, thanks, man. That was some cool stuff. But yeah, I was super into Shadowrun concept or artwork for the game, the Street Samurai catalog, and a lot of that stuff, man. I loved. From like we played Shadowrun, obviously, but yeah, I dug it, man. Dug Shadowrun. You know, it's weird because I've never really wanted to do a cyberpunk thing, and it's not like the genre I'm most wild about. I would be much more of a if it's done well, because I don't like when it's just an aesthetic. But I'm a big fan of the diesel punk aesthetic because I love that era. So Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow is my shit, man. I love that movie. It's so good. Let's see here. I'm gonna move my glasses here. Accuse others of what you do guilty of. I'm average, so see myself as normal. Comicsgate Wives are the best, indeed. Yeah, and Shadowrun, nice. Yeah, I mean, for my money, and this book is still available. You can get this book. I don't even know if I can find it. Dude, there's a book avalanche here. Holy cow! I have got way too many books here. Oh, here it is. There is a Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow art of that has all of Kevin Conrad's concept artwork for it. Highly recommend it. That guy did a ton of work for Sky Captain. He's a fucking legend. Love that kid. Shitbird Militia, ain't it a kick in the nards when a game art isn't credited? It is bullshit when it isn't. Yeah. I've been trying to find an artist responsible for the storybook cut scenes in Fable to no avail. Dang. Sean, next time when trying to entice Rob to come on, maybe don't be covering up the boobies. Laugh out loud. Yeah, listen, Rob knows how to get on here. He knows to find his way on here. Oh, baby. He's probably streaming right now, come to think of it. It's 2:38 in the morning. For all I know, he's got a stream going, or he's on another stream. I mean, we're streaming all the time now, guys. Like, it's just like Comicsgate's putting out a ton of content and videos for people. And I really think we've got to make sure that we're always putting stuff out there and attracting audiences. You know, you never know what is going to bring somebody in and get somebody excited about the art we're doing. I think that something I really admire about people like Walt Disney is Walt didn't leave any stones unturned, man. He just was like, let's get people into our stuff. That's what's going to make this work. And if you want to see what happens when you tell your audience or tell any member of your audience, hey, you know what, we don't want you guys. Look at Disney stock, and that'll help you to understand what you're dealing with, man. They are in deep trouble, man. Facebook layoffs. Shit, I mean, my wife was even telling me something today that I was like, that's the weirdest shit I've ever heard. She's like, Jeff Bezos says to maybe not spend too much money and stuff. And I was like, going, uh-oh, what the fuck do you know, Jeff? I mean, good Lord. You know, and I look at this stuff and I'm like, make quality product, be nice to your audience, rinse, repeat, you know. Yeah, Sky Captain is totally underrated. You want to talk about a movie? I'd love to talk about Sky Captain, man. That's what it's about. Yeah, his brother did a ton of artwork for that movie. Yeah, man, Kevin's the shit, man. Yep, yeah, CG is streaming more hours a day than I can watch. Yeah, it's absolutely what happens, but it's crazy because every now and again, I want to watch stuff to catch up. And I have to tell you this too. Something I was thinking about as well is making more evergreen content. You know what I mean? Like making content where it's, like where people are watching art and conversation. Like that's a huge, huge factor of it. It's like, when I paint or I do something like this, you can always come back and watch it and see the process. You might not know what the conversation was all about, but you're definitely going to be able to, know what page this is. You know, when you guys get your books, you're going to be able to go back and see the phases that these pages go through. How cool is that, man? That's not something I ever thought would be a thing. It'd be like if Bob Ross made comics and you could just like say, oh, that's page 4 he's working on today. And then you get the book and you go back and watch him making it. And you can kind of see how I'm building up these values to try to kind of like make the abs and the torso and this body just sort of be, just have that kind of intensity to it so that you get the twist in it. Like it's like he's getting his throat slit and that's what's happening there. I really wanted to have there just be, when it comes to, he's coming for his girl who they've kidnapped, and he's taking people out. That's all there is to it. He's not playing any games. When they got your girl, you got to ride up on them. That's it. It's like, sorry, folks. I'm not having it. Nobody takes my girl. And, that's what Nosfero is basically, basically Nosfero is like, he finds his why in this book. He doesn't quite know how true that is yet, but he does find his reason for, like, what is the light he's fighting for? He knows the dark he's fighting, but what is the light he's fighting for? And, when you fall in love and you meet the right lady, that is your light, man. That is the hill you die on. And that's what makes it great, man. It's like, that's what elevates it. And he's been needing that, like he needs something to fight for. Because he's been fighting for... He's been fighting for his principles this whole time, but he hasn't lived them. If you fight for life, you've got to actually be a servant of life. You can't just be a servant to deal in death. And that's, I think, what he's been doing for too long, man. And again, maybe that's a little bit of what we do here in Comicsgate, right? It's like you can't be all about critique. You've got to actually make shit. And I'm not knocking the critique element of it, because you do need to point out shit when it's wrong, because the average person who's following pop culture doesn't understand. They don't understand. Yeah, for sure. Let's plan Sky Captain Monday or at some point. Yeah, we should do that at some point, without a doubt. Yeah, I think artists should do this too. Yep, that is your why. Yeah, exactly right, man. Valiant Renegade, Midnight's Edge, and Culture Casino spent 12 hours on 3 separate streams talking about Disney and their bad choices Sunday. Yeah, it happens, man. Yeah, acquiring the purpose to life. Yeah. Guys, like you gotta have stuff like that. It's like, and let me just say this too, man. Nobody is entitled to anything, as I know we all know, but you at least have to think that you deserve it. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's like, you are worthy of finding happiness. You are worthy of finding love. You are not entitled to do so or to have it, but it is possible to work towards it and find it. You can learn the things about yourself, and you can improve and evolve as a person. And I think that's something that if we can help people to understand a few things, you deserve a better caliber of entertainment. You're not entitled to it. People, you have to pay for things. You have to buy things. You have to back things, as comic skaters know. But let's be real. It starts with no longer spending time and spending spending money and time on artwork and things by people who hate you or that don't share your values, who think that it's more important what the neighbors think about, the artwork, what the chin strokers think, so to speak, than it is what the audience thinks. It's like, oh man, well, we wouldn't want to be seen by the wrong people as, exploiting, sexy things and action and violence. And it's like, actually, yeah, you got to, man. You got to. Yeah. Thanks, Sean. Hey, listen, guys, that's what it's about. No one is above feeling entitled, but not everyone falls for. Yeah, exactly. That's right, man. It's so weird, man. It's such a strange thing. It's like I could think about this all day, but I really don't spend a lot of time. I used to. I think that was the purpose of college. And when I say used to, I mean a while back. You have to do work on yourself to get away from that shit. But college really teaches you, because it's so neo-Marxist, it teaches you to look at what other people have and say, why not me? Instead of looking at what other people have and sincerely asking, like intellectually, why do they have that? Why have they earned that? And how do I do work to earn what I want to get or move towards what I want to get? I think that's why Jordan Peterson was so big for a lot of people. And you know, that's the stuff that makes it happen. And when you realize it's you know, some introspection, but it's a lot of work. You know, it's a lot about just doing work. Then you get it, and you get to a better place with stuff. And it's like, you know, I want this book. Like, it's a weird thing to be driven to make the most excellent work you can make, because you think. I mean, I love this, that you think, you know, my audience deserves this. It's not about what's expedient; it's about what's correct, and it's what's right to do. And when I see Ethan, you know, plussing his action figures, or John Malin, you know, just promoting and giving opportunities to new creators to work on books, I freaking say, yeah, you guys get it, man. You guys absolutely get it. There we go. There we go. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Yeah, man. Man, close shave on the oh wait, yeah, that's right. It is. It's crazy stuff. Yeah, that guy didn't make it. It was a close shave, and he didn't quite make it. But I mean, that's the action, right? When you see, I always loved how Frazetta and a lot of the big comic book artists would do that. I didn't go to college and ask how I can give back. Yes, exactly. That's right. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's one of those things that if it's inherent in you, you can come back to it. But if you're not someone who's ever thought that way and you go to school, I mean, that can just, I think it's just a terrible, terrible bit of advice. You know, it's like, and by the way, I should say, I was never in an extreme position of why does that person have this and not me, like, ever. Because, and I'm not saying that because, like, oh, like, I don't want people to think I was. No, because I have a tendency sometimes to throw myself under the bus in a sense of saying shit that ain't true, but like saying, oh, you know, it's like everybody struggles with this. Yeah, I've definitely had my share of shortcomings. But the times I've felt that sort of resentful bitterness, which is a normal sort of thing, I've never felt good about it. I've always thought, ugh, like, don't be this person. This person is fucking, you know, terrible. And yeah, you can see it in the work I do, man. You can see it in my life. You meet so many people who are like, oh yeah, I met that guy once and he was nice. And because it's what I do. It's how I conduct myself. I always tell my kids that too. It's like, you know, just think about the kind of person that, you know, think about the kind of person you admire and that you want to be like, and then aim towards that person. That's why I'm not selling you guys, when I'm making this book, I'm not selling you guys any nihilism. I'm not selling you guys anything you can't look up to or aspire to be like. Nosfero is a hero worth aspiring to be like. You know, he's been through things, he's overcome things, and he's made the decision that he wants to fight for humanity. He wants to fight for you know, life instead of the armies that are pro-oblivion. And that's what it comes down to. Yeah, school is like buying a car. If you don't know what you want, you're going to get what the salesman wants you to have. Absolutely right. It's almost as bad as buying a mattress, which I don't know if any of you guys have ever bought a mattress. Holy shit, man. Those people are worse than car salesmen. They're intense. You go out there and you go, this bed's utterly uncomfortable. Somehow I bought it. Somehow I paid way more than I needed to for this damn thing. But it happens. It's the way of the world. There we go. Now we're getting it. Yeah, and we're just taking people out, man, because we got to rescue somebody. Guys, everything about Nosfero, everything about it, I try to distill as much as I can on every page. And this type of rescue image that you're seeing right here, Nosfero is coming up these stairs and like coming from the underside of this and kicking ass. That is what it's about. It was reassuringly overpriced for you, Sean. Yeah, it was actually. But it's like, you know, you're seeing, like, when you see this panel right here where, you know, the snake has swallowed Laurel and is, you know, going up these stone stairs in the bowels of the castle with her, and this vampire, one of the vampire minions, is like sort of standing aside and kind of bowing like, fuck, I don't want to mess with that. You get to go up there. Like, that is the shit that I live for when it comes to fantasy storytelling, man. And it's the same thing. God, I have a lot of pages here, man. I know you guys know this, but when Nosfero is taking people out and he's going up the staircase to rescue Laurel. You know, that is what he's doing. He's coming up the stairs and they're like, we got you. And sure enough, you know, when he makes it up those stairs, people are going down. And that's how it works. That's how you got to do it. You know, the mattress I'm on has my toes hanging off slightly, guys. It is when I go to a hotel and I get a good night's sleep on a mattress, I'm always like, what the hell is this mattress you guys have? Because I need me a good mattress. That's just the way it goes, guys. Holy mackerel, you know. It is a thing. All right, guys. It is been 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I've loved hanging out with you guys. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. I can't breathe out of my nose right now, so it's like it's annoying the shit out of me. So I'm going to wrap things up, but let me just say this, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you to Dan for coming in the stream. Thank you to Eric Weathers. It's great to see you, brother. Thanks for coming on here and shooting the bull. I'm sure there are some amazing Comicsgate streams happening right now. Go check them out if you aren't already. And we're going to be doing some more paintings. Nosfero is going to be the most beautiful looking book that you're ever going to see, guys. It's going to be stunning. And I thank you guys for being here for the creation of it. I appreciate you guys so much. Take care. Have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. And have a great time, guys. As I always say, stay gold and peace. You know how it goes. And bow indeed, man. You guys know what it's all about, man. You guys know what it's all about. I will see you guys soon. And yeah, let's salute the people. Oh my gosh, I'm glad you caught it, man. Let's salute our members of this channel with our credits here. And you guys take care. And thank you for being here. I will talk to you soon. Let's keep doing what we do. Take care.
Dedication, hard work, dedication,